called Fit versus Fat. Didn't watch it. Don't know why that bar's there. All right. Who's that? That's XQC.
Do you think just being
I watched. I think this. Yeah. See, this is what I watched. I didn't watch this though.
Do you think just being in a fat body and being in the public space encourages obesity?
Yes.
Shame is what led me to an eating disorder.
Whose fault
When
is that,
what
though?
we're looking for is
Whose fault is that?
stability.
That's your fault.
It's
See,
an
the problem
amount.
This demon's in this video. I don't even know his name. Don't know what this means. Know what the podcast. But I've seen countless videos of this man disrespecting all walks of life, to be honest.
is that you're a
amalgamation.
professional victim.
I just like looking at his physique. Like he's at a perfectly, I would say, maybe healthy.
No,
You think?
he's definitely overweight, definitely obese.
I think he's healthy. I think he's healthy. I would have pulled the chunks out.
My name's John. I host the Radical Empathy podcast. I used to direct episodes of Middle Ground, but I'll now be moderating today's discussion between jacked men and fat men. Our
I will never get behind these. Those are Crocs. Why does he have Crocs on?
first prompt is,
Why does he have Crocs on in this dress suit? That's like wearing slippers.
Fat body. Our
Mm,
agreeers, please step forward.
I have. I'll go sit down. I'm sitting.
Whoever feels compelled to start us off.
Wait.
It's unacceptable to be fat.
A fat body? What about my fat body? I don't mean somebody else's. I meant mine. Well, hold on. I've seen some pretty gnarly things. Okay, I have. But I have a reason, right? It's one of those really, really big people, right? And no, nothing's wrong with being big. Nothing's wrong with being. I think there's a problem when you can't even walk. That's when being fat's too far. But they sit in the Walmart cart and they're mean, and they have like a dog that probably has a bunch of fleas on it, and they don't want to walk. I have. You can tell they haven't showered.
Okay. That's a great start.
It's unacceptable to be fat. It's
I
crazy.
know why you say that, but it's one of those things where, do you know why you're saying that?
Yes, because I've been fat before and I lost the weight.
You
Well,
wouldn't.
me too.
He was never fat. That's a lie. Especially if you were an athlete.
I've been fat my whole life. I've been way skinnier than.
Just a little bit of context. This guy's all over the internet. I don't know his name. I didn't even know it was. I think it's called the Fresh and Fit podcast. I just know he says a lot of outrageous, out of context, even in context, things that are just disgusting, very devil-like. Like he's like put on this earth to be evil at all times. But he was never fat. That's
than I
cap.
am now, and I've been way
That's
heavier
cap.
than I am now.
That's cap.
Was
cap.
I less valuable at one point in there?
No.
Well, I mean, you can make an argument that you're less valuable when you're fatter because you drain resources, but that's a whole other conversation. But yeah, I mean, in general, being fat is unacceptable because you control every single morsel of food that goes into your mouth.
Okay.
It shows a lack of discipline.
Yeah,
it shows
what
a lack
point
of
was he
character, it shows
fat?
a lack of temperance, and when you're fat, it's an outward manifestation of your inadequacies.
When I see somebody who's 500 or 600 pounds,
Yeah, he
all
was
I can
never
think
fat.
is, why do they care so little about their health that they can do this, allow themselves to gain that much weight, knowing it's taken 20, 30, 40 years off their life? I just can't imagine not wanting to live that badly.
I understand that. No.
Oh, God, there's two
I
dickheads?
definitely felt disgusted looking at my own body and looking
Exactly.
at other fat bodies in my life. A lot of the disgust I felt looking at people was me feeling disgusted with myself and then projecting
me.
that feeling
Not
onto
me.
other people.
Not me.
And I don't think anyone on either side
I
will
just-
disagree that health is important.
You can be fat and angry. You can be fat and unhappy. But do not be fat and mean, okay? And, I mean, unless some people were mean to you. Don't be fat and mean, okay?
I know that my own
Don't be skinny and mean, okay? Don't be mean, okay?
mental health.
That's when I looked at
was
fat people
way
with
worse
disgust,
when I was
is when they're
spending
just mean.
a fixate of my life trying to get smaller and trying to be thinner.
I don't think there's anyone that can look at somebody 500, 600, 700 pounds and not think, wow, what have they done? And not be disgusted. Like, how can you not? I just can't understand.
Easy.
You can't
Nobody.
assume
Oh,
that
you're an
everybody has the
asshole.
Same opinion though, because unfortunately, some people have emotional stuff that happened, traumatic stuff that's happened. So you can't discount and just say,
Yeah.
oh,
Boo-hoo,
because they're
man.
fat.
Boo-hoo, man. Like,
Everybody reacts to sadness or trauma. Even everybody reacts to trauma completely different. No one acts the same when something traumatic happens. Let me scoot in. People don't act the same when something traumatic happens. So there's some people who get sad and anxious and they eat, and there's some people who get sad and anxious and they won't eat anything. And so on and so forth.
there's way worse stuff going out in the world versus
Absolutely.
people.
We're not gonna do that. I hate when people do that. When they say there's way worse things to go through, there's way worse things happening. Well, I'm not those people. I'm in this world. I'm extremely grateful for everything I have in the state that I am. But don't belittle what you feel just because it's worse somewhere else. You should still be able to feel it.
People saying, "Oh my God, I'm sad. I'm gonna eat some ice cream." It's like, no, dude. It's
I don't
like,
eat ice cream when
you're
I'm
fat,
sad.
you
I don't
made that
eat when I'm
decision.
sad.
You live in the best country ever. If you live in a civilized first world country,
It's as soon as I'm done being sad that becomes a problem, okay? Okay. When I'm sad, I don't eat anything. I'll starve for like days. It's unhealthy. But as soon as I'm done being sad, binge. I eat everything I've ever wanted. I get larger versions of the meal I already eat. I go stupid.
we have electricity, internet power, etc.
Doesn't matter, bro.
It's ridiculous to me.
Doesn't
that
matter,
we have
bro.
All these fat people running around. Meanwhile, people are being bombed in Gaza.
He
It's
sucks.
ridiculous.
I want to
We
argue
are
with him.
So privileged here.
Fuck a
in the
debate. I
United
just want to
States and
argue
the
with
West
him
in general.
so I can punch him in
When
the
I see
face.
a fat person, I'm like, wow. You
Look at them
got the
shoes.
gift of life. You got the gift of being in a developed country, and you're a fat POS talking about body positivity.
Piece of
on
shit.
TikTok.
That's crazy.
What the hell is going
But now
on
you're
here?
segmenting though, because not everyone thinks like that. What do you
No, we
call
need
it?
to bring
Like-
shaming back.
Okay.
We need to bring shaming back in so many other regards besides obesity. We need to do it with sluts. We need to shame fat
Jesus.
people. We need to shame everybody when they fuck up. Because shame
Oh,
has been
man,
one of
them
the
teeth is
strongest
crazy.
defenses against degeneracy.
I'm insecure about my
and
teeth. It's okay, buddy.
human fuck-ups.
You had a personal experience.
My
with
guy got
obesity,
Croc
you said
on. I
you
can't-
Overweight. Now you're
Crocs
Oh
is
yeah, so
unserious.
I did an experiment back in like 2015 where I like bulked for like almost 2 years, and I got up to like 250 pounds, and then I dieted down. It took
wasn't
about 7
fat.
months. I systematically did it, controlled my calories, tracked my macros, tracked my protein, carbs, fats, and systematically lost 1 to 2 pounds per week.
So you chose to gain up to 250.
Yeah,
you were
so I've been
naturally
on
skinny
all
beforehand.
spectrums. Like I'm naturally skinny.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I was like, all right, I'm
Exactly.
gonna get fat as an experiment.
Yeah.
Did it, and then I was like, all right, now I'm gonna lose the weight, and then all.
The thing is, though, I think getting fat for him was more difficult than a normal person putting on weight. Like, I don't. That's not fair. That's not a fair argument.
I did was just track my calories, ate the same food every single day.
Yeah.
Went to the gym 4 or 5 times a week, and everything was controlled, and it got done. Was it monotonous? Of course. Was it
No,
boring?
yeah,
Of
yeah,
course.
I agree with you there. I am naturally this way. This is with working out 4 or 5 times
That's
a week.
not true.
This is 100%.
Till he just doesn't. He just throws the whole idea out just because he was born completely different. Like, everyone is different. Some people are born heavier, naturally heavier. Some people are born naturally chubbier. Some people are born. They naturally get bigger, and then as a kid, it's not like you're 4, 5, 6 thinking, "Oh my god, I gotta work out." No one's thinking that. So you just, wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, bro.
Disregarding that is
No,
insane.
understand
It's not,
This is me
it's not
working out.
natural at all because at the end of the day,
It
if
is
you don't lose
natural.
weight,
It is natural. He's such a dickhead.
by definition, you're not in a calorie deficit. If you're not in a calorie deficit, then you're gonna either maintain or gain weight, and that's the problem is that
Totally.
people don't
And-
track their calories.
And that's true, but people burn at their resting metabolic rate a different set of calories.
Doesn't matter.
Let's not get too granular right now. Rogany, it's going to be one of those episodes, right?
No, I low-key wanted to hear that argument. I wanted to hear that argument.
Let's bring.
But one thing I will say is, like, fit people do know their numbers, but also, I don't think they're aware of, because they're fit, I don't think they're aware of everybody else not knowing the numbers. Everybody burns calories the same, generally speaking, but at different rates. And some people can diet and won't lose any weight. Some people can work out and won't lose any weight. Some people can eat as much as they want and won't gain any weight.
Bring in the disagreeers and hear from them.
I'm probably on
I
this side.
disagreed, especially when I heard the statement. I don't think I'll ever look at somebody based on their situation and think that I'm disgusted.
God, he can't
Like,
breathe.
If I see somebody that's a drug addict on the street that's homeless,
His posture's
I'm
good.
not disgusted by that. If I see somebody that's incredibly overweight, I'm not disgusted by that. Do I think that there's an opportunity for growth? Do I think they've been put in a disadvantageous position that's probably makes it harder for them? Absolutely. I think
Shout
I'm
out to
kind
the
of an
strongest
empath,
guy
so when I
being
see
normal.
somebody, I know that there's
thought he was gonna say something
things
crazy.
underlying, and one of my best friends is 400 plus pounds. I've helped him lose 150, 200 pounds. He's gained it back. And I don't look at him and say, I'm disgusted, but I know how bad he wants it. And just seeing how hard he tries.
Damn, he
and
can't
then
breathe for
reverse,
shit.
It's almost more tough for me than to be like, oh, that's disgusting, you know? And I think there's plenty of people that look at me and say, that's disgusting. I never want to look
That is
like
true.
that. So like, I know.
No offense to him, but out of all these dudes on this roster, homie right here is probably the most like appealing. I mean, he's short, but he's probably the most appealing.
What it feels like on the other side to like look the way I do and get people look at me like, ugh, that's gross to like have that muscle. And to go back to that point, like you came from a fit place and like deciding to bulk, like that's a conscientious decision to gain weight. Like you already have those habit routines and skills in order to stay in shape. And then you use those same skills you had to
Exactly.
pull back on the calories and knowledge you had.
The reason why I use that example is that you can get fat and lose the weight if you know what you're doing and you have the
Oh, I don't
knowledge
like his
and it's
name.
just about consistency.
Myron.
So it's like, I look
So,
at it
Boom,
like,
let me cut you off.
Tevin.
because Here's one thing that you just said.
yeah.
You had the tools. So there's people that don't have the tools that you've passed judgment on, and you have failed to realize that with the tools, people are very much capable of achieving amazing things. But
Okay, let's talk about set
no,
tools then.
hold on, I'm not done.
Why you cut me off
I'm
before,
not done.
remember?
And I stood over there and I listened to you, and I was like, it's a ton of bullshit too.
Oh.
But we're gonna address this, right?
Yeah.
You are passing judgment on people who lack the tools to do.
He
what
looks
it is
phenomenal, by
that
the way.
they
He's
need to do to
swaggy as
get
fuck. What the
themselves to
fuck?
certain points of health. There are multitudes of factors that weighs
Yeah.
into what goes on with somebody's body. There are people that
Yeah.
even if they work out, losing the weight does not come as simple as just going to the gym, cutting calories,
It doesn't.
watching everything that you eat. There are some people that have a disposition. I have a disposition. But does that mean that I'm not active? Does that mean that I'm not doing certain things? No, it doesn't. But you're passing
I think you're too
judgment
big
on
if you can't
somebody's
walk,
body
bro. That's
that
a
you
problem.
know nothing about.
Unless
Now, on the flip side,
they have
what if I
nothing to
turned
co-
around and I did
He's
the
right,
same
he's right,
thing to
though.
you? You're talking about how fit and stuff that you are.
Eat him up,
but
eat him
you're
up.
over there, and you're smallest compared to these other guys. So
the
how does
shaming,
that feel
fantastic.
if someone
Yeah.
comes? No, because you said
I know,
shame,
but
right?
That's a little.
You said shame, right?
Yeah.
So how does that feel if someone comes up and they start shaming you for size? Like, come on, it goes both ways.
We're
Facts.
just in the first
So,
prompt. We got to be
here's the
careful
thing.
about targeting each other too directly. You
No, I
definitely.
mean, I'm not offended. It's fine. He's
no,
emotional,
it goes
and that's
in
fine.
every direction.
He's obviously very triggered.
Oh,
but
I'm
yeah,
not
so let's talk.
he didn't hear anything. Homie said in the Crocs. Homie in the Crocs said, "You've definitely," and he cut him off. He's like, "I'm not offended." He's like, "Nigga, it goes both ways. You offended people too."
Let's hit the first part. Tools. What are the tools? The tools are simply knowledge, which you can get for free on the internet if you have the ability and the discipline to go out
It's
there and get
actually
the knowledge.
so not true. That's so not true.
Then you're gonna lose weight.
I've been the
It's just
same
that
weight
simple. It's just
majority
that
of my
people wanna
life. I
always
just get
make excuses
taller.
For why? Oh, my feelings.
I'm a little
Oh,
pudgier,
I don't
but
know what, you don't know what people are
putting
going
on
through,
weight for me
why.
is
No, you can watch your calories. If you
difficult.
go to the
Losing
gym,
weight for
you
me
have
is
time
also
to do it.
difficult.
People just like to make excuses.
I don't think anyone's debating that weight loss is impossible here. I think the question is, why do you hate fat people, that you feel the disgust towards it?
Well, like I said before, it's a culmination of a bunch of bad decisions. I'm not going to go ahead and give
It
the
is.
same level of respect
Kind
to
of.
someone who's
Kind
a
of,
fat ass
sometimes.
to someone that has worked really hard and diligently on their physique, because your body's outward manifestations
There's
of
more
your decisions,
factors to
your
a human
consistency.
being than their body.
Yeah.
Well, you could judge a lot
Mental.
based off of someone's physique. You'd be like, okay, well, this guy is lazy.
Well, that's
and that's
not supposed to do
personified through
that.
their physique. It's the truth.
Abe, I saw you wanted to say
I
something.
mean, just to take it back to the prompt, I think we just kind of went all over the place there.
We're still focusing on the word disgust.
Just the word disgust. I mean, I would never look at someone and show disgust towards them. I mean,
I would
I
if they're
respect,
mean.
like you
I don't like mean people that
you know,
disgust me.
Everyone, like you said, but I think
Respect is earned.
I mean,
It is.
earned,
Have
but
none
I
for
think
you.
At a humane level, we can learn to appreciate each other's differences.
Yeah,
Understandable.
I don't know if like disgust would be the right word, right?
I know,
Greg mentioned some health implications with being overweight or obese.
Yeah.
I think being concerned might be a better.
That's the word I was
you know,
going
a
to
better
go for.
word.
Like
but
I can show. I can
Tyler's
show concern for
adorable.
someone
I'm Team
for the way that
Tyler.
they are, but I would never look at someone and say.
And the big guy. I don't know his
Is it any
name.
different than if you see somebody who's extremely anorexic, they're 50 pounds, you look at them
Fuck
and
Greg.
you're in shock.
He-
Oh my
he looks
God,
like I would hate him in
if
real life.
Something happens in your body you can't control.
Okay, not
You
hate.
can't stop that. Like
could
how
be a-
can
there
you
could be a
not?
shock
It's not. I
factor,
don't
but
hate them.
that's different
It's just
from-
wow. Oh my God. It's like
No, he's
disgusting.
genuinely
Like,
grossed
oh,
out.
goodness
But
gracious,
why
That's a
would
shock
you
factor,
use
though.
the
That's
word
not- that's
disgusting,
not
right?
disgusting.
So you just mentioned the polar opposite of what.
Well, because the
we
word
are,
is
right?
disgusting,
But
guys.
why would you look at them and be disgusted versus concerned? That is a very specific word, and it has very specific connotations behind it. And when it's used, it's somewhat weaponized as well.
I don't think we can help how we feel. I don't think I can choose like, oh, I just am not.
don't like
We'd
that
be
word,
sitting here and
weaponized.
lying. I'm not going to sit here and lie.
feel like
I'm
it's
always
thrown
gonna be
around a
honest with
lot.
People, I'm disgusted.
Like words
This is
shouldn't
just
be
how I feel.
weapons.
The thing is, when you see a fat person,
They
the reason why it's
shouldn't be.
disgusting,
They are, but
and
they
the reason why
shouldn't
there's
be.
so much pushback on this whole body positivity, and people make fun of Lizzo, rightfully so, by the way, is because
I'm
it's
Team Lizzo. Fuck you,
unattractive,
buddy.
It's unhealthy.
I'm Team
until
whoever
we have
you're
this woke
team-
era
whoever
where you
you're
used to put,
not
like,
sided
models and
with.
attractive people on the cover of magazines that were in shape. Why? So that people can aspire to look like that, and it's healthy and it looks better in general. You look good, feel good. But when you're fat, it
Who
says a
did
lot
this
about
man's
you. People aren't
haircut?
gonna sit there and be like, let me see if he's a good person. No, they're just going to assume that you're
He
lazy,
looks like a
which you are, by the
GTA
way, you're fat.
character.
And you don't have discipline, which you are, by the way. So they're just going to assume off of what they see. That's the world that we live in.
I love how you just you stated a shit ton of assumptions. You didn't state not one fact. You just stated assumptions.
I want to move on to the next prompt, but we're
Can
definitely.
I say one thing? Just one question. Like, let's say you knew he used to be 600 pounds, and how much do you weigh now?
I'm 384.
And now he's 384. Do you see him as less disgusting knowing he's lost 220 pounds?
No, that's fantastic.
I
but
think yes,
There's still
less.
work to be done. But here's the thing, like I said before, unfortunately, human beings judge a book by its cover. It's just the
We're
way
talking
that
about
it is.
you,
Fat
dude.
People that,
Why is
you know,
he
identify as
talking about
97 genders,
opinions and
whatever.
other
They
people?
expect us to change our worldview for them, and that's just not how the world works. Like it's been that way. It's always going to be that way.
Worldview? That's
All right,
I think what I don't get.
we
It's
gotta,
just the
we
world
gotta
that we're in.
reset.
Like people are gonna, yeah.
Yeah, it's different. Yeah, my bad.
No, let's reset. Jacked men are more attractive than fat men. Will the agreeers please step forward?
I don't know. I actually don't know.
How come there's
I'm
four
not
guys
attracted to men.
All right, so we're living in a bizarre world where people don't see the truth. Like, how is it possible that they're thinking, no, being obese and unhealthy is more attractive than being fit and healthy? How is this possible?
A huge degree.
Actually, you know what? This is precisely why a majority of women find a majority of men as unattractive. Because a lot of guys think this way, oh, I just be a nice guy and girls are gonna like me. No, they're
But what
not.
is the
She's not
definition
gonna
of
suck your
fat,
dick with
though?
the same velocity
Let me
when you're
see.
a fat as when you're in shape. She's just not. See, people don't understand that women are aroused by one thing and they're attracted by another thing. Women are attracted to, you know, a guy that's confident, ambitious.
Oh my God,
makes
I've seen
money,
Vit's
etc., of
penis
course,
recently.
right?
It was
But they're
insane.
aroused by guys that have asshole tendencies, dark triad traits, etc.
Fat
and
by
guys that are physically in
definition.
shape. So if you want to get the best of your woman, where she
A
respects and
natural-
admires you,
wait, okay,
while
no.
simultaneously being aroused by you, so she
Not
doesn't
the
cheat
meat.
on you, you need to have it all.
You're saying that's true for all?
Excess flesh.
A majority, a staggering
Large
majority
amount of
women.
excess
There might be
flesh.
1% of the world that there's something wrong with them that might think that, yeah, you're 600 pounds
Is
so
obese.
hot, I love that, but
The hot girls that you actually want, they exercise their hypergamy to the highest degree, and they
Same
want them to fit, have their
as
money together, have their life together.
fat.
You're looking at me like you want to say something.
Because the question was, are jacked men more attractive? We all walked over. Are we more attracted to jacked men?
Well, I'm assuming they framed that because we're all guys here they mean women.
Well, men can be attracted to
if
men.
I had
mean,
to
we're just
switch
saying.
teams, I'm going with the Jack guy.
Obviously, this is going to be like personal biases, but I think attraction is very fluid in the sense that I can 100% admit, like, there was probably 40 pounds of muscle ago is when most women would be like attracted to me. Of course, like fitness girls, they're totally okay with the size I am. But like probably most girls, I'm like too much for. So I guess like where do we draw that line of like, I think, for example, like you would be much more attractive to most women.
Ew, no.
Would you agree with that?
I mean, that
No.
doesn't mean that like if you walked up to a girl and let's say you're not her.
He has
like,
tiny
you're-
thumbs. I don't like it.
she would, like, if you have the charm and charisma, she gonna still go with you, man. It don't matter. Like,
I have an interesting point. And no shade on you, but I think if you had Zach, right, you're on the end?
Yep.
If you put Zach and Greg and you put them next to each other and you did a poll, I think that most women would probably pick him.
I think you next to Zach as well.
He's got the height and all that. What would you guys say to that?
No.
Well, we can put it to the test.
But
I'm
that's
just
not
saying
really
that's-
fair. I'm 48 years old. He's a lot younger than me. He's about a foot taller than me. But you can't compare. I'm an old man. I'm 48 years old.
Obviously, height is a big component. So that
I'm
that,
an old
you know,
man. I'm
this is not
48
you're comparing
years
apples to
old.
oranges, but if you take
Don't
the same
teach
guy,
thing. Don't talk
same
if you don't
height,
wanna be a
etc.,
part of it.
But one guy is fat, one guy's in good shape. She's always going to go with the guy that's in better shape.
Because I've been so surprised to see.
I don't
this year,
know.
there'll be like guys doing like an outfit try on, like not in shape in the slightest bit, and all the comments are women like, "I wish like men knew this is how we wish they looked," and like, "Oh, this is like the
Liars
dream."
for
They're
social
liars,
media.
man. Liars for one thing about you can never believe what women.
What? So he gets to speak for women, but women can't speak for women? You know women are like this close to not even being attracted to men at all, right? Like, get off your high horse, buddy.
You believe how they behave, not what they
No, that's insane. That's insane. That's relax. Women have their own
I disagree
opinions.
mostly just with the blanket statement because attraction is so subjective.
Yes, it is.
I am a big and tall model by trade. That's what I do. I model clothing brands. I've modeled with major
All right,
fashion
Zach.
houses. I've been on the covers of magazines. You mentioned before dad bod comments and whatnot and on social media. I was flabbergasted when I started how many people were commenting and DMing me and talking about how attractive I was. That it just kind of, I don't know, showed
Look at
me
this
that
ape
attraction
next
is
to
a lot
him.
more subjective than I thought, and people have a much wider range of what they find attractive than specifically a body type.
Is being jacked the most important trait for being attractive? I'd argue for guys, it'd probably be otherwise, right? I think height would be a bigger
Money,
component.
height, fame, like what can you bring to the table?
The number one thing is status. By far, status.
People also go after what they think they can get. So if this guy is 6'5" and extremely attractive, and it's like, well, I can't get that guy. I'm attracted to the 10 on 10 supermodel, but I'm not going to get her, so I'll be happy with the 9.9 on.
You are 40, dude.
Are we speaking about women being attracted to men?
It's not just about women. It's just about attraction. What is the
general?
most attractive, in your opinion,
Okay.
physique for a man?
Okay, I'm speaking from like what women find attractive.
But that's not what he said. He said speak for you.
I'm
Anybody-
sexually fluid. So my law of attraction does not adhere to anyone's standards, pretty much. I'm attracted to people in general. So you could be jacked, you could be more plus size, you could be skinny, you could be whatever it is that you are. If I'm attracted to you, I'm attracted to you.
What are the traits you find most attractive?
I think the way that you carry yourself is a really big thing for me. I can't date
That's big
someone
for me,
who
too.
lacks confidence because I feel like that seeps into other aspects of your life.
Do you mind if I jump in on the confidence thing?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So growing up, wasn't too confident in myself, and I
Okay,
gained that
Rich.
confidence when I started losing weight. And I noticed
them
it
locks
was
look
me
healthy.
putting myself in positions.
But
to
it's
get
from a
more
distance, I don't know.
With women, right now I'm single right now, but I'm doing okay. But the confidence came from me
I would've
losing
capped.
weight. So I do agree.
Nah, I don't care, don't
that
lie.
It's a subjective kind of standpoint, but socially, I understand that physically fit men, that's just like what everyone's liking. It's like what,
I don't
that's
think
what
it's as
trends towards.
subjective as guys are trying to say. Attraction isn't a choice, and
I
there
think fit men are
are
attractive.
hardwired traits
I'm
that
probably
women
more
look for in
attractive
men.
than
What I've come to realize is that
pudgy
what women put
men,
out there
but
is what they find
I don't
attractive
know.
and the correct
I don't like
thing.
men.
Who's that bod? He's nice. He's a good
I
guy.
don't
The
really
reality is that women
care.
don't respond well and favorably to these men. There's a
Oh
reason
my
why
God,
nice
I
guys
hate when he
finish last
speaks for
as a thing. It's
women.
because when
Speak
you're
for
too
your own
nice and
party,
you're kinda
bro.
bent to her will, etc. Girls aren't aroused by that. Girls don't want to
What
see
does that
women
have to
aroused
do
by
with your
guys
weight?
that are able to stand up to them, guys that are able to tell them.
What does
"Well,
this
that was
have to
a
do with
stupid
weight?
comment," or hold them accountable for their stupidity when they do dumb things. This is what women find attractive because these are leadership traits.
Have any of those things happened to you, though?
Well, I mean, I've talked to almost 3,000 women, and what I've come to realize from talking to all of
Damn,
them
he had to say
is
the
that
number.
most of the time, you know, when they're in a comment section of TikTok, like, you're so handsome, blah, blah, blah. Will they actually go on a date and have sex with that guy?
Probably.
Not, but they say that
Probably.
because it's politically correct, and women tend to not want to be adversarial. They're going to say what's
You can easily just not say anything at all.
But they're married to those guys.
Yeah, that was kind of what I was
Most
getting to.
often they're married to-
I'm married
And
to.
marriage is a failed institution in the West. And this
Oh
is why
my God,
most men
women
get
cannot win
divorced
in
by
this
women. It's why
with
they
this
get
dude.
destroyed.
Women can't
Most
win with
places
this
is why
dude.
women
Women are
overwhelmingly
still getting
choose
slashed by this man, and he's not even in the video full of women.
Because we sit here and we lie and we believe what women say.
Leave women out of this, dude.
Let's go back to attraction for a second, though, because I'm married.
Sure.
I have a child.
Cool.
I have a beautiful wife. I was this size the entire process through it.
Would you say that you're an average guy?
I would say that
You're
I'm
how
bigger
tall?
than average.
6'5",
Yeah, you're not an average guy.
and a model
You're not an
for,
average
for
guy.
being slightly
I
overweight.
wasn't a model when I started
But
dating
you are
my
a very
wife.
good-looking,
I was a
tall, big
bartender
guy
fucking
who's
doing
on
whatever.
magazine covers. So
But
out
I
of
know,
the
I
million
think-
guys overweight, you're at
But
the
you're not
top.
an average.
Didn't in the video this nigga just say he was like fat and overweight? Now he's like average and dateable. You guys are hypocrites.
Guys,
But I
but
think
what
what
I'm
you're
saying-
missing is he just said that he wasn't any of those things.
He's not 5'6",
before
man, like
he
me.
met his
I was-
Try
wife.
being
I was-
5'.
You're short. Deal with it. Now he's projecting. He just implied that he got in shape because he's short. He had to make it up somewhere, and it has to be his height. Damn,
5'6"
tough.
and doing it.
He's projecting. He's
Yeah,
projecting.
well, that's what I was gonna actually agree with Myron for a second.
And that's not part of the debate. It doesn't matter if this nigga's 6'6", anything. It doesn't matter. He's in shape. He's not in shape. And he's on the fat side. Alright? That just goes to show you the men like this exist. Period. It doesn't matter if they're 6 foot, blah, 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 whatever. He doesn't have to be this tall to pull women. He doesn't have. Height is a crippling advantage, though. I'm gonna just keep it as that. Height is a crippling advantage. But that has nothing to do with it. Like, I don't know, dude.
Believe it or not.
Conversation's
we're
lame.
talking
I'm
about-
gonna give it a like,
You
though.
mentioned
No, I'm
stats,
not.
and
I don't
then-
like
and
it.
then a lot of people other mentioned confidence.
see who
So
wins
you even put
first.
it in your own pecking order ahead of.
I wanna read the
of
comments.
Being jacked
Why are
or
they
being
talking?
Yeah,
physically
status, for sure.
attractive. Wouldn't you say that matters more?
yeah.
Confidence, how you carry yourself, how
Yeah,
you do
well,
it.
yeah, I mean,
the prompt was simply, is it either you
Oh, yeah.
jacked
Yeah.
or
And
are you
I'm
fat?
not
What's
gonna
more
argue
attractive?
the fact that our society definitely finds jack guys more attractive. But I disagreed with the statement because it was a blanket statement that I have found untrue in my own life.
Do you, all of you feel like
Guys,
you'd
you guys
be
all hate
more or
Myron.
less attractive, let's say 50 pounds lighter than you are, and simply like just body fat?
I think so. I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something that I struggled with for a while is in me losing weight, am I still going to be able to book the jobs that I book? Because I've built an entire brand off of my body. I mean, granted, like, cool as shit, like, you know, I did something that's all my own. Like, I worked on that. But then I was also just like, if I lose this, are you still gonna want me to, like, do this campaign for you? Are you still gonna want me in your magazine? Are you still gonna wanna dress me? And then I had to, like, take a step back and say, like, well, what is it for me? Do I want to be skinny? No. Do I want to look like Greg? No. Do I want to look like Myron? No. But I know I want to look like me. I think talking about the law of attraction, you focus so heavy about what women would find attractive and the perspective of the woman. And I feel like
This
are you
one-
even attractive
this
to
one-
yourself?
This
When
one-
you look in
hey,
that
this guy
mirror,
blew
when you
Myron.
put your
The
clothes
problem with
on,
modern
I'm
day
like,
women-
damn, like, I did that because when
That
I got
one's
this
gold.
morning
That
and
one's
doing my
gold.
outfit,
That
I
one's
was just
gold.
like, yeah, I ate that.
That is
Well, if
gold.
you're going to talk about being attractive, etc., typically people are speaking from a romantic.
You were
sense
so
from
triggered. You
men,
said
so
modern
it's
day
men and women.
twice.
So that's why I answered the question because it was very broad. That's what I mean. But of course, you need to be able to look at the mirror and respect the man that you see looking back at you. When you
It
look
ain't
back
just
and
the
you see
women,
guy
bro.
in your
It's on
shape,
both
etc.,
sides, bro.
you
Takes
feel
two to
good about
tango.
yourself, look good, feel good. The byproduct of that is that women just tend to find you more attractive. It all works together in tandem.
Are you
But we
happy with
keep
the way you
taking
look?
it back
Of course,
to women.
of course.
and
But I had
just-
to work to build this physique, and it took many years. I was an athlete in college, I was a Division I athlete. It took many years to be able to do this. So
What'd you play?
I'm able to. I rode in college, crew.
Oh, sweet.
Rowing, yeah.
I like rowing.
So I think when fat people look at the mirror and they say, "Oh, I like that," that's coat, man. No, you don't. They say that to try to.
I
bring
saw a video
themselves
of
up, but
this
the reality
guy
is most of the time
bathing.
when you're fat, you look in the mirror, you're like, "Damn." I
On,
really
like,
let
TikTok or
myself go.
something.
Not every
You're like,
fat
you know what?
person-
It's not that much of a priority, so fuck it.
Abe didn't get to answer the question going around.
Yeah, I was in the same boat as you just because I feel like I don't agree with the blanket statement. Personally, for myself as a gay man, I find myself attractive. I would say like I go for guys like you as well, and I feel like I get a lot of hits on those types of guys, and I'm pretty content with how I navigate my attraction. And
Eric, stop biting your lip and looking at him. Okay?
You're
Say
confident.
you want him without saying you want him.
So,
All right, let's go to the next prompt. After 4 years, the Radical Empathy podcast
You ain't about
is
to
now
give me a
back.
no ad.
There's a new episode out.
Fuck out of
Obviously,
here.
you should be comfortable in your body, and if you
The
genuinely
body
love how you look,
positivity
great,
movement
you
is
can't ignore your
problematic.
health. Being someone who's overweight, I've been fortunate enough not to have any extreme complications other than like knee pain and stuff like that. But I know people that that are my size or bigger, and they have cholesterol problems, heart problems, diabetes. I have none of that. So the body positivity movement becomes a problem when you hide behind the shield of, oh, I should love my body, da 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 da. Great, but you have to be healthy too. You can't ignore your vitals. You gotta like check yourself on the inside.
Yeah, I think the big thing is you have to separate the health implication with you just being confident, right? Like I'm all for people to feel confident in their own skin. I think body positivity movement has been beneficial for plus size people in that regard, right? Because let's say there's a plus size person who's too embarrassed to go to the gym because they feel like they're gonna be judged, whatever it is. But it's because of body positivity. They're like, oh, hey, like I see other plus size people in the gym. Maybe I'm gonna give it a try. And all of a sudden they start going. They're like, oh man, I like this, right? And they keep it going. You can argue that without body positivity, maybe that day would have never happened for that person, right? But I think the problematic part really comes down to people extrapolating body positivity, shaming a celebrity like, let's say Adele, for losing weight, right? That's where I would kind of draw the line there.
Well, promoting Lizzo. Making fun of Adele for losing weight, but promoting Lizzo for being a fat is unacceptable.
Do we feel, are a lot of people doing that?
I think the thing around Lizzo is it's not just the weight, it's the lifestyle. You like see her drinking all the time.
So what?
Partying and not sleeping.
So
There's
what?
like
She's
so
human.
little to do with health. It's not just she's promoting like loving yourself, which I think is great. She's promoting a lifestyle that is unhealthy, like being very overweight.
She's not promoting
drinking,
anything.
Not sleeping.
Oh,
all of these
I think
things.
the problem with Lizzo is that she's promoting healthier things, but does not healthy things or something like that. Like, I actually don't know.
Conducive to your health. So I think you conflate that, and sure, being body positive is important.
But
like loving
if she's
yourself,
just being
loving
happy
how you
being
look,
fat, then
but
it is
that's
what it
gonna
is, dude.
That's going to influence other people to make bad decisions about their body and their health. That's problematic.
Body positivity is disempowering people. It's making them think that they're healthy at any size, which they're not.
Shut up, Greg.
And so as soon as you start telling people, hey, just love your body, like Lizzo will literally.
Body positivity does not promote that, okay? It implies that you need to be happy with the way you are. It's low-key love yourself, okay? Low-key love yourself. Don't do that, Greg.
rub her.
He turned it into you're healthy no matter what way you are. That's so not true. That's literally not true. Literally not true. Like, you can't just be any way you want and be healthy. That's so not true. It's promoting being happy with yourself and loving yourself.
Power as she's eating a burger and she's
It's low-key
promoting
just
being
like
obese. By doing
she's not
this,
promoting
it's
being
ruining it
obese.
for people who actually should think, wait a minute, I can lose weight, I can go to the gym, I can eat less, I can do this.
Personally, my problem with body positivity isn't necessarily what it stands for, and I feel like there's a misconception because there are those people that they use it to justify fatness and just I don't even want to say fatness. I want to make it very clear unhealthiness, because there's someone like me who I wouldn't say I'm necessarily part of the body positive community anymore. Personally, I would say I champion body diversity because it's all encompassing. It's inclusive of what everybody, is doing within their journey. When I expressed the desire to lose weight, another plus size individual that I used to be friends with was just like, well, I don't feel like I can share your content because I'm not sure how my followers are gonna perceive this. I think it might be triggering for them and stuff like that. And my response to it was, well, if you're championing body positivity, then what I'm doing should not be a problem, because the entire time that I've been advocating for people that look like me or people who have been othered in any capacity in general is that all bodies are good bodies. What we do with our body is what matters. And so body diversity is important to me because for a guy like you, or a guy like the two of you, might suffer from body dysmorphia. And that's a very real thing. You might not see yourself for what you really are. And so you're seeking unhealthy habits.
That's the word I was looking for, body dysmorphia. Fit people go through that too. What's the best type of paint? I don't know.
A goal.
Why would I know that? I don't know. What's the best type of paint? I don't know.
Be healthy in it, in all aspects, like mentally, physically. You've got to find the right avenue to do what it is that you need to do for yourself.
When you find out, let me know.
The body positivity movement is
Here, I got you.
to keep us fatter and stupider. It's all a scam. The reality is that Big Pharma wants money, and they understand that when you're fat, you have more health problems. They understand that you're going to need insulin, you're going to need medication, etc. And they make a bunch of money on us being sick. There is no incentive to actually have to be healthy. So let's go ahead and make our people fat as
Glydian.
hell, get them in the
Or
hospital,
Beyond.
get them on
Those are the best type of
medication,
paint.
Continue to make money.
Oh, you meant color?
etc. It's all a big psyop.
You should have said color.
Intentional.
Yes.
You didn't say color.
We promote mediocrity.
I
If
feel
you would've
like
said
this
color, that would've been
assumption-
different.
yes, I'm sitting here because I do think that there is a part.
Red
of
is
it
fire, but
that
I
is
wouldn't pay
problematic.
anything red.
But I think that the problematic part of it is a subset of people that use it as
Red is not a
tool
flavor
to
either.
weaponize whatever it is that they're doing.
I think the whole movement is a problem. The body positivity movement in general is a problem.
Shut up, Myron.
So you shouldn't feel positive even about your own, like for you, is for instance,
Well,
right?
I
You're
think,
not
I
positive
think
about
if you
your
haven't
body.
earned, here's the thing: being happy.
Red's not a
with
flavor.
yourself, it's not
Stop
given,
it.
It's earned. You have to go out there, work, and then
Stop
you're gonna
it.
feel that satisfaction. Like
Don't
"Oh,
lie.
That feels
So
good.
at what point do you earn it though?
You mean
When
cherry
you
or
look back in the
strawberry?
mirror and actually, genuinely, not coping, respect the man that you see before you. And the reality is, people are going to realize that you're going to need to achieve a certain physique because you have all these fat people. I love my body. No, you don't. It's a lie, dude. You're just coping. You're lying to yourself. And now all these people on Instagram and TikTok. with
Oh
the
my
body
God, my
positivity,
guy
they're
Myron
lying to
needs some
themselves.
therapy
They're
for
not happy
real.
where they want to be. They just accept that because they're too lazy to make a change.
No, but I genuinely do love my body.
Nope, I
Right now,
disagree.
as you are,
Yeah.
then why are you going to the
And
gym?
I'll explain to you.
Then why are you going to the
I
gym?
will explain it to you. I love everything that my body is capable of doing. I love the fact that at my size,
tell him.
I can do a lot of things that
Tell
other
him.
people smaller than me still cannot do.
But you want to lose weight, though.
And yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Which is good.
I want to lose weight because I love my body,
Mm-hmm.
but I have one body. Why would I not love it?
Yeah.
And because I love my
But you
body
understand
is
that your
why
body
I'm
now needs to be
looking to make
changed.
changes.
Yeah,
right.
make changes.
But to say that loving your body is BS, no, you make changes. You make healthy changes to yourself
Because you love your
yourself.
body. Thank
All
you.
of that time that I'm putting in, the work, the money that I'm spending. That's a labor of
that's
love,
agreeable. I
because
agree with it.
I love myself enough to know that I want to make some changes to live a better lifestyle in the sense of I can just do a little bit more.
All right, let's bring in our disagreeers.
Who disagrees?
So it's not a single problem.
Oh, no, I'm not saying there's not a single problem. To me, body positivity is more about bodily autonomy. Like you were mentioning wanting to lose weight. My whole thing is like, yeah, it's your body, do whatever you want with it. I don't think I, as a human being, have a right to tell any of you what to do with your bodies.
Okay.
Body positivity kind of comes in and go, okay, you as a human being have inherent value, just in the fact that you are a conscious soul on
I agree.
this planet.
I agree.
You have an inherent value. You are.
Where
within
am
the
I at? I
vessel
think I'm on the
of
fat
your
one because
body
technically
that
speaking,
you
I
do
think
have
I'm
control
overweight,
over.
technically
But at the
speaking.
same time,
Technically.
you're not less valuable
By technicality.
to society or from
not in shape.
the standpoint of the soul for what your body looks like.
When I'm speaking about body positivity, I'm talking about the.
No one cares what you're talking about. We're talking about what
over-acceptance
it's talking
and
about.
Encouragement of being obese.
Not what you were
So
talking about.
I personally, again, I'm not super online, have not seen any.
Don't you want to go down a slide with a bunch of balls?
Ever.
Lizzo.
Oh, there's a bunch, dude.
She loves
I
herself.
don't
That's a
think
difference.
that it's
avocado.
No. There's a
I
big
think I am
difference.
fluffy.
Promoting obesity.
She's
You're
not
fluffy
telling
as well,
you to get
Batman?
fat.
She's showing you exactly how
Why'd you
to
put
do it,
two
saying,
T's in
"Look at my
Batman?"
body as I love and
saying
rub it,
she's
it's giving
happy.
me life.
And why'd you
she's,
throw
like,
a
joking
6 at the
around
end
and
of
Also, I wanna
69?
clarify, and see, here's the thing. There's a bunch of fat influencers that push this body positivity situation, and a bunch of them are dead now. No one talks about that. That didn't hit mainstream news.
So I'm in that space.
Yeah.
Which influencers are you talking about? Because
I
I'm
don't
unaware.
recall their names, but there's a couple of them that passed away. They're YouTubers. They used to do these mukbangs where they'd eat a bunch of food on camera.
Oh, those are toxic.
Okay,
Different,
okay, but that's a
they're not
mukbang
a
is
part of our
different thing.
community. That's
Yeah.
a completely different thing. We're not saying we're gonna go to a restaurant and pig out just because it's entertaining or anything like that. There are people that they're called gainers, that their whole lifestyle, their fetish and things like that revolves around gaining weight.
Yeah, and I understand that you're
We
saying that that's
don't-
not a component to the
it's
body
not-
positivity movement, but
it's
you
not
got to
a part
understand
of
for the
it.
general masses, they're watching that, they're going to attribute it to that. They're not in the niche.
No
they're not
one
creative, so
cares
they're not
about-
looking at it like, no, this person.
This dude worries about two things and two things only: women and general masses. That's the only things this man cares about: women and general masses. We don't care. We're in a place now where we can love thy neighbor And yeah, we can say our generation's all soft and whatnot. Truth is, the only people who really be reaching out on some soft shit is the people who have lighter melanin and have nothing to do with the issue. Those are the only people who really contribute to that softness. But in general speaking, we're nicer to one another, or at least we try to be. And what's wrong with that? This guy has a problem.
Just a gluttonous person. No, they look at everyone who's obese that's making content about being obese and continuing that lifestyle as a part of the body
But they're
positivity
not
movement.
making.
Should have just
content
do another.
about being
Well,
obese, they're making
I'm sure you had your
content about
reasons.
Overeating,
Yes, and they
which is
also
also
encourage
an
that.
eating disorder.
Yeah, and they also encourage being fat as well.
Do you think just being in a fat body and being in the public space encourages obesity, just flat out?
Yes.
So just
agree.
us existing, we're saying,
I ain't gonna lie,
"Hey,
Batman
everyone
Rock.
go gain weight."
That's not my favorite
Absolutely
superhero, though. It's not my
impacts
favorite
other people
superhero.
to think, well, think of it. You're
I've
6'6",
never
good looking,
looked
you're
at
modeling.
My favorite
but it's never
superhero
encouraged
name
other
is
people
Luffy.
well, hey, look at him. He's
Monkey
got
D.
some-
Luffy.
What about
That's
when
my
I
favorite
enter the
superhero.
gym, when I step into
JK,
the gym,
Spider-Man.
when Zach steps into the gym, or when any of us step into the gym, are we promoting being bigger
In the
like
gym?
that too? Are we going there, and is our presence there unwanted?
By being famous, rich, popular, and being obese, you're indirectly promoting it in the same way that people who take steroids and are
That's insane. You're telling me you can't be famous and fat, dude? What? What?
150 pounds of muscle and winning the Mr. Olympia are indirectly promoting it, even if they don't say they're taking it.
But I'm speaking more specifically in the gym.
Hold on, let me
In that space
pull
where
this up.
people should be coming together to work on their bodies and stuff.
Why are you in a picture?
If
Get
you
back.
saw us in the gym,
I would be happy and proud and excited. And
There's
my whole
another
channel
video
is
I
about
wanna
helping
watch.
people who are overweight to lose weight and have a realistic
By Tommy
expectations. I would
G.
never say you have to look like this, you need abs. It's
Tommy
just,
G.
Let's go halfway there. That's my entire channel. of
Got
which
my
I have over 2
attention.
million followers.
Yeah,
It's all
the
about
Fight Club.
Realistic goals of helping people who are overweight to lose weight. That is what my channel is all about.
but we're in public, and you made the statement that if we step out in
Stop.
public, that it would encourage people
Stop.
to live an unhealthy
Okay.
lifestyle.
The more friends
and
you
be
have who are
obese.
overweight, the more likely you're going to be overweight. It just happens to happen. I'm just telling you the truth. I'm not going to pretend it doesn't. If 90% of the world were overweight, more people would be encouraged to be overweight.
As just on this side, I don't think any of us have ever looked at a person heavier than ourselves and gone, I want to be that. That's a great thing to be. No, we have the same internalized biases as everybody else does. He was bringing up the gym before, and you said by existing just in a fat body, we are promoting it. Yes. I model, and when I do model fitness wear, which I do often, I get so many comments.
I
about,
literally just
"Oh,
looked
you
at
are
this video.
promoting obesity
Now all of a
and
sudden I've
fitness
seen
wear
it.
in the
I'm
gym,
sick of this.
doing the
This
thing
YouTube's
you
an
want
op,
me to
bro.
do,
It wants me to look bad so
and I'm
bad.
still promoting obesity?
If
I
you're
swear to God, I
exercising
just
and trying to
opened
lose
it
weight, then
over
you're promoting
here.
people who are overweight to try to lose weight. That's great. But if you're Lizzo and rubbing your
I'm
belly,
Aw, thanks
I mean,
for
I
the
don't know
follow.
shit about
She
Lizzo.
loves
It's okay.
Dre.
Influencers that promote gluttonous, lethargic lifestyles, which a bunch of them do. That's what we're talking about. If you're in the gym and you're fat and you're getting after and you're documenting that, that's fantastic.
I'm not-
The
That's
prompt was body positivity, and you're talking
Hey,
about
Roma's at
influencers who
50.
promote gluttonous
Hey,
lifestyles.
Roma's at
And that,
50.
again,
Hey,
is not
we're almost
body
at
positivity.
50.
That's why I
The
did
general
like-
masses
Hey,
don't have
we're
that
almost at
distinction, though.
50. What am I gonna do on my 50th one? I want to go get a tattoo. That'd be fire. Live, go get a tattoo.
All right, the next prompt is I am satisfied with my sex life. Agreeers.
I'm gonna do that for a live eventually. Eventually, I'm gonna do that for a live. I want to go get a tattoo live. I think that'd be fucking hilarious.
I have a
24-hour stream.
Will the agreeers
24-hour stream for 50?
I'll start by saying I've abused my body many times.
Ah,
Being
that'd
a
be
bodybuilder,
insane.
professional bodybuilder, I've abused steroids.
I would do a
definitely
24-hour
years.
stream for
I
50.
don't think you can get to the level.
I'd do
you
it.
have to
I'd do it. It'd
get
have to be on like a
professional bodybuilding
Saturday
level.
though, or like a
So
no Saturday.
absolutely,
Yeah, it has to be a
I would
Saturday.
say that somebody trying to abuse steroids to
I
get
need
that
to be
muscle to
doing
get
nothing
is
that
just as
week.
unhealthy
Oh my
as
god, a
other
24 hours would be
So I
nuts. But
think
I'm
if
doing
everybody
phenomenal. How are
I've done
you
these
doing?
poor choices. I'm 48 now. I don't do steroids.
You did a 24
anymore,
hour
so
stream
I
for your
recognize
50?
that what I did in the
Okay.
past was bad.
I still wanna go get a tattoo, though. I think that'd be
So I would say
fun.
to people who are overweight, why don't you do the same thing? And if you're not, then do you really care about your health? Because if you do, you would stop doing the
Like
things
a
that
live
lead to
tattoo.
being
I'll take my phone. What's up, chat? I'm getting a tattoo. All up in my tattoo artist face. Like, look.
correct.
But then you're gonna turn around and tell people that
Look,
they should just wake up. But, like, why
Yes,
it took you-
exactly.
took you 10
Like
years
people
to
should
wake
have
up.
told me, Greg, why do you keep
Also
doing
wanna
this to
do a
yourself?
Lego
You not
building
recognize
stream.
What's going to happen? And if you call
I
it
know which
cheating,
Lego I want to do
why are
too
you
because
using
I already
steroids,
did that
Greg?
one.
Think
That
of
one's
it.
a really
Think
cool
of it.
one,
Years
but I
you're
want to do
taking
something
to
else
fight
that's
to
really
make
big
out
and
weight.
cool.
Look,
But the
Not
power
shaming,
was in
though.
your
I
own
would say it was
awakening,
compassionate.
right? The power right there was in your own awakening to realize
Oh my
within
gosh.
yourself that you were doing something negative, and then you made the change for it, right?
I'm gonna show
And that
y'all which
change
one I
is
want to
now
do.
consistent. That change is now something that you can give a testimony about and help other people change their ways. Or
So he was on steroids for 10 years and then has the audacity to tell people they can't be fat. Like, dude, that's just as bad for your body as being fat, dude.
people
What the
to
hell?
just not do it at all, right?
Building on
Poor
what you said,
Yep,
what
yep,
was
yep,
the
yep.
moment, where the perspective shifted?
$169, but I'm willing to
Get
spend.
any better at this? I can
Bro.
keep taking more and more drugs and try to sustain this, but I said
That'd be
it's not working.
fire to do
So I
on
had to
stream.
completely change my mind around what I was doing.
The
I was
guitar
completely
took me
judged on
almost
my
2 days,
appearance.
though.
Remember, I make money on how I look, and so that's going to have a huge impact on me. And
No,
I
did
just-
it?
I need to get my dopamine.
I
my
think so. I
self-worth
think
from
I didn't
something
finish
else.
that night and I
quit
did it the
doing
next
all the
morning.
bodybuilding competitions, and I said I'm going to start riding bikes. I'm going to learn Spanish. I'm going to do something else where I can feel good about myself. And it's hard. Like, look at this guy, 300 pounds of muscle.
You and paint. I'm not drinking no paint.
He might look back
But
at that, maybe regret something.
painting
And I think there's some
and
people who think
drinking
the same
for
thing.
stream,
400, 500, 600
that's a fire idea.
Is it worth doing this? Is it worth
I can
doing
paint.
this? It's tough.
Oh, I wish I had my old
Actual middle ground. think
I would
with
paint.
painting
I'm
would
down
be
to
really
paint.
great
I'm down to
because it's
paint.
true.
I
I
can
mean,
get a
I've
canvas fucking
I've
for
been
next
harmful to
weekend's
myself on
stream.
both sides of the spectrum. There were times I was taking,
I would
20
do
to 30
that.
diet pills and laxatives.
Paint and get some wine.
Calories a day, working out nonstop.
I'm
And
not
then the other
drinking
times
the paint,
where I was
Bat.
eating way too
I'm
much,
not drinking the
smoking way too
paint.
much, drinking way too much, and abusing my
I'ma call
body
you Bats.
in the other way. I think
I'm not
we all
drinking the
come to
paint, bro.
Realization of what we're doing is harmful in different ways at different times. Like it took you 10 years to
You're
come to realize
toxic.
that was harmful.
You're toxic.
My thing is sometimes it takes people who might be overweight or
Yes, I have
you know,
tried paint
have
as a
that
kid.
high
It's
tier
terrible.
500,
It's
600 pounds
disgusting.
to realize that it's harmful for them, and maybe in their life they don't.
I'm gonna say pause in advance. I was a kid who tried a lot of things.
Believe it or not,
A lot of
legitimately happy
things.
in certain
Pause.
sizes
Ignorance
and
is
shapes.
I've tried
bliss.
glue,
I mean, I was
paint,
happy at the
Play-Doh,
moment. I thought
clay,
it was
quick,
bliss.
the little
The
sand
ignorance is
stuff.
bliss, but you could
I've tried
die before
snow,
you wake up. You
sand. Like I tried everything as a
Exactly. I
kid.
could have died doing what I did, and so is
And
it not
paint's
my
extremely
responsibility
toxic.
to tell people don't copy me, and so it did not be somebody who's.
But I think I ate paint on
around
accident.
and
Like
do
I
the
don't
same
think it was
thing.
on
I don't think
purpose,
Even
right?
when you
I
said
hope not.
before, you're like, well, I wish someone had shamed me, saying, "What are you going to do? You're going to kill yourself." That's not shaming to me. To me, that is compassionate and looking out for somebody. It's when you take it to the other level where you start insulting them, degrading them, making them feel like shit.
As
that
men,
doesn't.
we insult each other and shame each other, but it's as a friend. Like
But that was
this is what guys do.
disgusting.
Girls don't do it. They all suck up to each other. You're all tens. Guys are like, look at your gut, look at your belly, you fatso.
what girls do.
Exactly. Leave girls out of it, bro.
I'm telling you what they do.
The
It's
masculine
fact.
from the feminine, because it's guys talking here, and I think it's important to distinguish when something is feminine to say.
He might be a little fruity in the booty.
There's been no shortage of generalizations on women in this episode so far, and I'm really, really curious about your answer to this prompt regarding like self-abuse, like bodily abuse.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a lifetime natural. I've never taken a drug before in my life. However,
You know what?
I was an
Eat
athlete,
some more
and
then.
Obviously, when you're
Enjoy
an
it.
athlete, you're training two to
You want the
three
red
times a
co- you want the
day.
red flavor?
Very intensive. I would train through injuries, which wasn't.
I need to show
intelligent, but
YouTube
at
what the
end of day, I
fuck you're
looked at it like,
saying, because
hey,
you're
we
saying
gotta win.
absolute
We
madness.
got,
Yep,
some teams
I'm
to beat
exposing
this
you.
season,
YouTube's
so
gonna see this.
It built a mental fortitude.
Eat your Play-Doh and eat the red kind while you're at it.
To overcome it and learn.
Because I know that's your favorite
I've done a lot of
flavor.
Stupid things like I.
You know what?
broke the
Dip
world
it
record
in
bench
some
press,
red
and now I
paint
can't bench
before you
press
eat it.
anymore. And it was my favorite lift. I've had hip operations. I have both elbows reconstructed. I've trained.
And yet
too
he's
hard. I
healthier than
can't
a
stop myself. All that
typical regular
pressure,
fat
desire,
person.
whether
He's
it was
healthier.
installed from
Make
myself
this
or
make
from
sense, bro.
others, to try to fit in, to be socially accepted. And I was addicted. I was bench pressing with shoulder pain. I should have stopped. I couldn't. And so, I set the record and it's done.
All right, get you some blue Play-Doh. Dip it in some red paint and have a field day. Shape them into like cheeseburgers or something, whatever your favorite food is. Cut them up into noodles, french fries.
And you get near 60, now you can't do anything.
So one question I have for you then is, knowing what you did, obviously is
Hi,
allowed you to
Vit.
create this
Hi.
platform to speak to
Hello,
these
we're-
things, to
we're
talk
getting-
about steroid
we're,
abuse, you understand all
11
that.
away from
Do you
50.
think that you would have been able to do that?
Yes, he is unhealthy. Wait, which one? Which one? This guy, both of these dudes use enhancements, by the way. This guy is coming down from enhancements. He's done steroids for 10 years, and this guy's using enhancements, but he won't say that it's steroids.
Status throughout your whole career. You didn't break world records. You weren't an IFBB pro. You didn't. Have
Yeah, they both do.
those
They both do. He used to be
accolades
big.
stand on. Do you think you would still be Greg Doucette and have all the following you do?
He used to be big. He lost weight
I think I'm one of
because
the
he had to stop doing
1 million
steroids.
cases that was able to do what I do and actually got the
There's
success
no
that I
way to
got.
be
But
that
if I
big
look
without
back and I
steroids
really
unless
watch
you were
myself, I regret
naturally
doing these things.
born
I
like a
was
fucking
natural world
Samoan
champion,
man
I
or
was breaking
something.
world records
You
and
cannot
titles,
expect
so I
this from
had
a
the
typical
records, but I wanted more.
light
I wanted
melanin
more.
person.
I wanted more people to say, "You're cool,
Yay,
we
we
like
got
you."
another
And so
follower.
I ended
10
up
away
taking
from
steroids. I did that
50.
because
10
I
away
wanted to
from
fit in. I wanted to
50.
be sponsored.
10 away
I
from.
wanted to
I'm gonna do a paint
I
stream
wanted to
next
be
week. I'm gonna
famous.
order a
And it
canvas. I'm gonna
worked.
order a
But what
canvas.
cost
I'm gonna
them?
order
How
a
healthy am I
canvas.
really?
Swear to God, I'm gonna
Everything
order a
it is that
canvas.
you're saying, right? I don't feel any ounce of like shaming you for it. I think everything that you said is really important to acknowledge that and to know that.
Greg's just an
and to
asshole, and he has
share
like
it.
every reason to not be
But the
one.
difference is that like had someone shamed you,
The thing is, what should I
don't
paint
think that
though?
you'd feel the same way about it. Instead, people poured life into you and told you like, hey, I don't think that this is.
I'm not doing a 24-hour stream until I hit 50.
because it's doing more.
When I
harm
hit
opposite
50, I'll do a
happened. I was
24-hour stream.
rewarded. When I started getting
Well,
popular on
wouldn't even
social
know what
media,
to
I was
do
talking
for
about my
24
steroid
hours.
cycles, I was talking about what I've
I
done.
would have to
And they're
sleep.
like, look at your muscles, look at your chest, and it was like, do you know how hard
Maybe
it was to
24 hour
stop?
at 100.
Because I was
That's
being
insane.
rewarded
I don't know.
with
24 hours sounds like a hell of a
dopamine,
commitment.
people saying nice
I'll think
things
about
me
it.
all
I'd
the
have to
time,
plan
and
for that
me to
day.
stop. I know that my views on social media go down. If I went on a steroid cycle right now, people are gonna fall.
I just
wow,
want
Coach
one.
Greg,
Why does
you're
it keep
back.
giving
We
me like
miss
a
the
whole
old Coach
pack?
Greg. And so it's hard for me to be the 48-year-old old man. That
He's
still thinks
48.
he's when they say we love
He's 48. You ain't. He ain't slick. He said he was 40. You were not 40. You were much, much, much closer to 50, sir. He is. He's 48. He's 48. He said 40. Fucking liar.
and I have to fight.
You
these
were
others
fucking
not getting
50.
steroids every single day because I know.
Okay,
I'll
I
do
found a
better.
3-pack.
know
I
would
found a
feel
3-pack.
better, But I'm like, it's not healthy, and so I have to say no.
I get
It's
what
very
you mean
tough.
about the dopamine reward thing, because for me, I have. A
I wish they
similar
would just sell me
situation
one. I don't know why they have to
It's
sell
like
me
Every time I start slimming
so
down,
many.
I start getting the "What are you doing? Why are you losing?"
What's
weight?"
8 by
'Cause I
10? How
have
big is that?
large
8
thigh
8
space.
inches?
So it's
Hey,
like
yo.
it's very funny
That's
how
not
much
big.
on both sides outward opinions just
That's not
like,
big.
really just make what we do hard. I know that when I am doing more cardio and like I'm a big hiker and biker, and sometimes in the summer I'll slim down, but then all of a sudden I'll get.
I
a
need
ton
to
of
change the
comments
settings
from
so that when
just
people
being like,
type,
like,
it'll
heavy,
show up
like,
and then it'll go
I
away
have
and it'll show
clients
up and
that'll
go
stop
away.
using me 'cause I've gotten
It's
too
like on a
small. And so
timer.
it's-
I have to
kinda
figure out how to get back to that
seeking
screen.
that dopamine, that approval, also that career boost. You get stuck in this loop of doing things that you know.
Or maybe I could do this.
yourself.
I wanted to hear from you, just going back to the prompt, why you came forward.
Oh, I mean,
Oh.
I think obviously professional bodybuilding has its risks. Obviously, I try to mitigate them as much as possible. I work with a company that I'm doing blood work through, quarterly, every 3 months. I am very.
AKA
very
he
methodical with
uses
what I do. I know
enhancements.
it's very, very on the mild side. You would be surprised, but I've been training for.
Every single bodybuilder says the same thing. I'm very methodical. I don't do anything too crazy. You would be surprised how little I use. Shut up, dude. Shut up. You're not that big because you use a little. Shut up. You remember when what's his name? What's that dude's name?
I think
What's his
that's
name? King?
key for
The
me.
big
I
guy
would say,
who
like,
eats raw
the
meat?
size, 100%
Liver King.
healthy. Is it?
Shut up,
unfortunate that
liar.
I am very
You're a nice guy,
passionate
but you're a
about
liar.
something that is bodybuilding? Yeah, it's kind of like I fell into it. I love it. It's hard for me, but I made a decision with my wife that at age 35, that's it. I'm done. Like no more competitive bodybuilding.
That's good.
I have an understanding, but like Greg, I have the foresight to know.
I
like,
know he
there
admits
has
it.
to
He
be
has to
a
because he
limit
got
to it, 'cause
exposed
you
at
just
one
let it
point
go.
or something like
I would
that.
have to be probably.
I don't follow
25
Liver
more
King.
pounds of muscle, and like have to do things that I'm not willing to do in order to be like, let's say, Mr. Olympia, right? So, because all the way through my 20s, I was closer to like 230 pounds.
Why should one have the
Natural
music
weight,
up
I was,
on?
like 27 and a half. So, hopefully I'll be okay going back to that size.
Oh my god, she does this every weekend. I'm gonna have to do it on a
Well, I mean,
weekday,
I
bro.
use,
Ooh, I think
That's the
a
biggest insult in the world right
No,
now.
no. I only ask.
So it's a huge insult that he's large and we're asking if he's natural, but they have continuously used the term fat asses and obese and disgust, but they say he's large, are you natural is insane. Priorities are skewed, Greg.
because
Your
again,
priorities
we're
are
on the
skewed.
topic of body abuse, right? So I'm only asking that in that realm because of what you said about it.
We're 10
I'm
away
not
from
asking that
So it's kind of like it's just
50.
like when you're jacked like that and you say, "Do you use steroids?" It's
Damn,
like,
probably
you
would have been
think you
higher
look
if I would have been
this
able to
and
stream
that.
yesterday.
If I said, "Hey, are you on steroids? Look at that body." Like if I said, "You look like you're on steroids."
Yeah, people think you're on
Thank
gear.
you.
It's a compliment.
If I
yeah.
said, "Obviously you're natural," it'd be like, "What the? What do you mean?"
That's in.
Obviously.
Shut up, Greg.
So yeah,
Prick.
enhanced.
Okay.
Yeah, see?
It's literally just like a question that I have,
There's no-
but it's also just like, well,
I knew a
what do
guy.
you do
There's just no
as you're
way,
progressing
dude.
in that
It's impossible.
to get to the points that you want. So that's where that question stems from, and I also really appreciate your candor for that.
I like natural weight
I think
anyways.
it's-
He's ridiculous. I
will
couldn't. That's
100% say,
unattractive.
like,
That's
some of
coming
the
from
best
someone
years
who
of my
isn't
life
even
was actually
attracted
in
to
my
men.
20s, like very lean, probably my healthiest. Like if
I
anybody
can
tells you
respect
they're,
the
like,
handsome
an
dude.
IFBB
And
for
Tyler back there's been
everybody,
waiting to come up for a
almost
long time.
99% of them are in some capacity.
Let Tyler come
It
up
might
here.
be very minimally. It might be through the roof, like you wouldn't even believe what they're taking. But it's
Why is there no
it's
middle
part of the
ground?
sport, it's unfortunate.
Nah, he's a
But,
liar.
like that's the problem.
He
That's
can't
one of the
even
problems we
breathe.
talked about earlier with the fitness industry is like
There's no reason to be
that's
that big and
expectation.
can't breathe.
Let's bring our disagreeer in.
I think Greg's attracted to Eric.
Good job not abusing yourself.
Yeah, so I took abuse as like doing things that's negative for your health, and for me, I've always approached fitness from a health kind of lens.
Yeah, I hate his face.
Like Myron, I'm 100%
Myron is
natural.
so ugly.
I'm never gonna look like Eric. I'm never gonna look like Greg, but it's something I'm content with, right? For me, I'm kind of in for the long term. I want to be able to do what I do when I'm 60, 70, 80, 100. Focusing more on the health aspect of it can be a good middle ground. So I feel like if you're looking from the outside in, sometimes can be like, dude, how am I gonna look like Eric? Like, how is this ever gonna happen, right? But you know, people have different goals, I would say, within fitness, and yeah.
I think it's important to also acknowledge that like there's abuse on both spectrums, right? Like you can be a fat ass on one end and say I'm going to just continue to eat cheeseburgers and put on TikTok, and then there's the other side where you can, you know, use performance enhancing drugs and say I'm going to step on stage. But I would make the argument that the person that is training using PEDs, etc., I'd respect that individual more than the fat ass, and the reason why is because though it isn't healthy to be on performance enhancing drugs, you're still pushing your body to a level that most can't, versus by just being fat.
What's
that
crazy
doesn't
about
take
100?
Skill or dedication. So
You mean
What if I had
100
that
until
person doing something
that's
like-
insane. I just
maybe
couldn't
they're
do it
into
any other.
quantum physics.
Like
Maybe they're
24 hours is
changing the way we view the world
insane.
entirely. Are they not
I don't need 100 people watching, but
Again, we're talking
100
about the purpose
followers.
Of, you know, abusing your body. I'd have more respect for the bodybuilders. My point.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
And I think society would in large as well, which is why bodybuilders,
Go back.
you know, like a Ronnie Coleman, etc. They'll
Side in sometimes can be like, dude, how am I gonna look like Eric?
No, I did
How is
miss.
this ever gonna happen, right? But you know, people have
Eric is Tyler is he's perfect here. I mean, he could be taller, but yeah, Eric. You look at Eric's body and you're just like, how is this possible? It's not.
I would say within fitness, and
It's not.
yeah.
I think it's important to also acknowledge that like there's abuse on both spectrums, right? Like you can be a fat ass on one end and say I'm going to just continue to eat cheeseburgers and put on TikTok. And then
He can
there's
use
other
fat
people
ass, but they can't see natural. They can't say natural. Come on, bro.
But I would make the argument that the person that is training using PEDs, etc., I'd respect that individual more than the fat ass, and the reason why is because though it isn't healthy to be on performance enhancing drugs, you're still pushing your body to a level that most can't, versus by just being fat that doesn't take any skill or dedication. So
What if
I
the
had
fat
to
person is doing something like maybe they're into quantum physics, maybe they're changing the way we view the world entirely? Are they not valuable because they're not shredded?
Well, again, we're talking about the purpose of you know, abusing your body. I'd have more respect for the bodybuilders. My point.
yeah, well,
okay.
And I think society would in large as well, which is why bodybuilders that, you know, like a Ronnie Coleman, etc., though he is disabled now, etc., he's a legend and he's going to go down in history.
Yeah, but I actually thought that was a
What?
good question. You know, like what a great film director who's like very overweight and like just totally poured into their craft. You know,
He's
like,
gonna make it seem like it's like a one-off
that.
thing.
That's great because he's able to do something exceptional, right? And he's able to diversify himself from the general masses, right? But will people know that when they meet him that he's a famous director, unless he's very
Doesn't
popular?
matter.
But yeah, there's exceptional people that are fat in certain regards.
The hell
We're
did you
talking
say,
about
100?
bodybuilders here. I'm just saying in general, I would have far more respect for the professional bodybuilder that's
Than
using
like
PEDs.
Peter Jackson's
But
that
then
are
there's
making
nothing-
multiple
there's nothing
like
Versus the fat ass.
award-winning films.
Was that-
There's
Lord of the
nothing
Rings.
exceptional happening.
But some guy like taking PEDs is
Okay,
better
there's two
than that?
If you talk with your hands, you
No,
seem
sorry, I'm legitimately
more
curious.
valid.
Yeah.
You have guy using PEDs on one side trying to do stuff, and then you do have like Peter Jackson, Lord of the Rings,
Well,
multi-Academy
that's why I was very
Award winner.
explicit to say I'm talking about the fat influencers.
Yeah,
So like
yeah,
I'm
you're
talking in that
fat,
context. Like if
Maybe
you're gonna
I-
have
okay,
abuse of your
maybe I missed
body
that.
on two different ends, right? One extreme is a bodybuilder, the other is a fat influencer. I think me and most of society would have far more respect for the
Disagree with you.
Respect
I
a
think-
hardworking billionaire.
I understand,
Same.
that, but I also think
I do too,
someone's
but you don't gotta be
abusing themselves.
and in
that
shape, hardworking.
There should be some empathy.
He said he the guy at all blank teach. He was doing.
And like, rather than just being like, you're a better abuser to yourself than that.
Ooh, oh, Tyler.
This culture
You can
can
live
be
to be
tough.
100, my guy.
A
Okay?
clear step forward.
Okay, Mr. Bats, you can live to be 100. Casually.
Let's hear from the jacked guys.
100%. I think you can perpetuate so many themes that are so unhealthy. Like there's
Fitness
so
culture can
many
be toxic. It
images
is.
online of people that post.
You're
like,
one of the
best
images, Eric.
lighting with a pump. That is the societal norm of like what's good, and it even like affects me because I'll see people and I'm like, oh, I look like garbage compared to that. I think that right now it's like there's.
Eric,
a
you're
lot
huge.
of
You're not naturally huge.
misinformation online.
Everything you say is
Feels like how to
disregarded
get
from
into
here
the
on out, bro.
conversation. And a lot of people are monetizing it. These like crazy fad diets, like you can't eat certain things. Carbs are bad. You know, fruit has sugar in it, so it's gonna make you fat. So like now food is almost being weaponized and then to be monetized so that you buy their ebook to tell you the exact secret, you know, code in order to lose weight. So fitness is an industry, right? So people are incentivized to say whatever that is to make money.
I don't want to get
So
this
it's been
video
harder
like.
for
I don't
me as
like
a
it.
coach that
'Cause he's
takes a
in
more
it.
holistic approach to wellness.
Can I see what the
and fitness and
dislikes look
saying,
like? How
"Hey,
do you
it's
do
all about
that?"
balance, and like Greg's the same way. I know I felt like, you know, I watch a lot of his videos. That is the correct approach to like making a plan that's not super restrictive. So I think that's why, you know, the fitness industry, even being part of it, like is frustrating because there's so much misinformation.
I would say also that there's so much pressure to look like us, and it's causing people with dysmorphia. And so this is a huge problem. So when you swipe on Instagram, you're being shown the top 1% of the top 1%.
We gotta get this 50-year-old man out of this conversation. It's not fair. He's old. He comes from a different time period. He's literally got 25 years on probably every single one of y'all.
They don't like the way they look in the mirror, and then they keep looking for
Maybe not.
information.
Maybe not, my
What
guy
information
Zach.
they're getting, half of it's wrong, like you were just describing. And so where do we go from there? There's no solution.
I think the issue comes from the misinformation, just the lack of keeping things simple.
You got your hair done.
We like to have fad diets. Oh,
What did you do to
go
it?
Paleo, go.
Did you get a
vegan, go whatever it may
retwist
be. And it's
or
like,
did you
the
get
reality is
a
the best
perm?
diets
Did you
are
get your
here.
hair
We need to
blown out?
understand
Did you
that fitness is
get
lot
a
more
style?
sustainable and easier than
Did you
people
get it
think it is, which is why I
dyed?
make fun of fat people so much.
You're so
because
vague.
It really is simple, and it comes down to numbers,
Twist
tracking
out.
your calories, and being disciplined. and
You
going to the gym.
sound
This is why I have
like
no
you got
simple-
melanin, my friend.
But that right there is what.
Shouts
keeps
out to the
guys
twist
like us
out.
Out of
I need a
getting-
retwist
To be
in
opposite,
general.
though, no one
How
wants to
come?
be told they're a piece of
If I was
shit.
being
Like,
made
why
fun
do
of
I-
all the time for being short, I'd wear shoe lifts to be taller.
Let me explain this. Like, shaming rarely works, and
Don't do that. Don't do that, Bats. The reason why I said a retwist and the first thing that came to my mind was because I need a retwist. It's called projection.
whatever you're trying to achieve, plus the perceived chance.
Let me allow it because you said nigga and nigga's out of. I got nigga blocked because you won't believe the things people say with that word, bro.
Effort. Shaming doesn't work because the value equation is driven by those things. So what I think we
Yeah,
need
I
to
knew
do
you
on
was
this
black.
side of the table is
Boom.
to make those things.
I don't know why I knew you
more
was black.
accessible. Like you said, providing more value-driven information of like
Called
how to achieve
projection,
calories and
Bats.
also
I need a retwist. So
how
the
do you
first
make
thing
it
that
so
came
it's
to
not
mind
so
was a
much time?
retwist. Don't do that,
Because
Bats. You're
so many
toxic.
people waste time, let's say, doing so much excess cardio where strength training should be the main component. So like that's why I think, you know, adding value and decreasing time and decreasing the amount of effort is going to give you guys so much more
He
emphasis
can't
or
breathe.
ability
That's
to
the
achieve
steroids
result and
talking.
more motivation to achieve said result than being like, oh, you're fat, what the fuck.
So I know a girl named Andrea, and she goes by Drea sometimes. You know, I don't know.
You know, whether you go ahead and do your own research, and again, it comes back to doing the work, and people get so mad, like, oh, why is this hard? Do your research, look at the studies. There's
Bet I'm assuming you're not black. Are you? You're not black. You're not black, Matt.
Have you guys ever been confused?
You know what? No one cares if anyone is red for all I care.
Totally.
I just ask what they do to their hair. Okay, I didn't even know
Get that advice or to
she
do that
loves. I didn't even know you was a man until just now. So like, I don't know what you guys are, just names and numbers to me until you tell me what you are. Okay.
I mean,
I think I just keep it real.
I don't. I wouldn't even enable it toxic, but I
If you
think
tell
it's
me,
like,
you know,
you have
one
this
time I was talking to this dude for like an hour and I didn't know he was a girl
think is kind of
the
really
entire
weird,
time.
and I don't understand why, and I would like to understand why. And
He was
I'm
asking
not
for some
getting
weird
it
stuff,
because you're
dude.
like, shame
She
is
was
the
asking
answer
for
and
some
stuff
weird
like that.
stuff.
It's worked
It's
for
not.
centuries.
It's not though. It's why you have so much conflict. It's why we're
He
literally
needs help,
sitting here
dude.
having
Don't
this
pay him no
discussion.
mind. He needs help.
Here's the thing: you operate on what's ideal. I operate on what's real. And the reality is
what's
that the world
real,
is a much
though?
colder and harder place.
So let's make it a
than you
better
think it
place,
is,
fresh
but
and
you
fit.
have
Let's
to
make it a
know
better
people
place.
Understand you and see your
I
perspective
ain't
and
calling you
see
that,
how
Myron.
you see yourself. The reality is the world's never going to see you how
15
you see
mixed
yourself. They're gonna
men.
see you on how you
Got a
display
car.
yourself
You're not
to
15,
them.
dude.
And when you are fat,
What's
out of
15
shape,
mean?
etc., the people, and if they don't get to
That
know
can't
you
be
and
your
talk to you and
age. You have a car and a
conversation, they're gonna
job.
assume certain things.
But I
That's
guess-
just the world that we live in.
Do 15-year-olds have cars? I guess it depends on what
Something
state and
happened to you to
country you
confirm
come
that
from. I don't know.
observation that you have.
No,
I don't know
mean,
anything
just
about
live
kids
an objective
anymore. You're not
reality, and
15,
the
dude.
reality isn't as
Come
nice
on,
as you
back.
think
I mean, you know what? That makes sense based on the way you speak to me and the things you say.
These are the conversations that
Like,
people have behind
paint
closed
tastes
doors,
good
but they don't wanna
and
say
red's your
out
favorite
loud
flavor.
For fear of cancellation, for fear of coming off as an asshole, etc. I'm just saying how people really feel.
South
but they're scared to
Dakota.
say it.
Coming from
never been.
whether the,
I don't even think
fitness
I've ever
space
driven through South Dakota.
The shame attitude has kept a lot of people out of it. I've been doing fad diets since I was 12 years old. I was put on Weight Watchers. I did Atkins. I did paleo. I did everything you could possibly imagine. And
Not me. I'm just chubby.
Not until I started following other influencers that were more proactive, based on I
think I wanna start working out. This conversation makes me wanna work out.
Can be. I want to give my body the function it needs.
No, it doesn't.
Like,
I hate
just
Byron.
that basic mind
Myron.
shift, life can get a lot better if you do kind of focus on your health a little more instead of you're a fat piece of shit, you need to change. To me, I don't know everyone in the fitness industry, but I know for me personally, it totally changed my relationship with fitness when I started realizing that it was a gross benefit instead of a punishment I had to put onto myself for not being disciplined enough.
So you gotta love
For people
yourself.
Like
Long
you to
story
maybe
short.
respect me, who again, we don't know each other in reality. So why am I destroying my life so you will respect me?
I already know what he's
Well,
gonna
going to
say.
the gym and training isn't going to destroy
Yeah,
your life.
already seen that
It's
coming.
going to enhance it, if anything.
But I'm saying,
it's going to enhance
but
it.
yeah, I do that. I'm saying it wasn't until someone told me about those enhancements and kind of approached it with more of an empathetic way of being that it seemed attractive to me at all to be a part of it.
Does anyone here respond positively to shame?
No.
I think in some ways, I feel like a lot of us can relate to this. Like when we were younger, if I wouldn't say it was shame, but I wasn't necessarily like happy with the way I look, and that kind of motivated me to.
But
get
that's self like
in high school. So I think to some
defecation.
degree, shame that's
Defecation.
not put on by others could be helpful, right? It has to be something within yourself that can motivate you.
I'll speak on the shame thing too, because the shame that I guess embodied came from myself. So when I was on my weight loss journey and I was like losing weight, the day that I weigh in and it would, like the scale read 1 pound over, like I would take those pills that make you shit, literally, to like lose that extra pound to see. Like, so going back to the toxic situation, that's where I got fucked up, because I would do things in response to me not getting that positive stimulus to hurt myself ultimately. Do I have therapy now? Yeah. Because it's a double-edged sword for sure.
I think shame is good. I think it's a
We know what
very
you think, buddy.
natural response to inadequacy, and it tells people that, hey, maybe I need to change. Like being bullied as a man, being shamed, it's a good thing because it stimulates you to.
My
change
guy
and
was
make
bullied as a
better,
kid, for
different
sure.
choices.
But some people don't respond. Like
His
some people
mom
get
beat his
shamed and
ass.
shut
His
down,
dad
and
beat
now
his
they
ass.
proceed further into that negative.
They drilled something into him that needs to be therapeutically removed.
Zach and everybody else was mentioning was positive
Well,
to bridge that gap.
That's a part of the masculine.
That's a dark mind I don't want to be a
It's not
part
a
of.
talk of masculinity,
and not
bro.
being,
It's
and
just
not
like
being a
human
pussy and
nature.
being like, okay, I'm going to prove you wrong.
He's not a
This is the
human,
thing.
dude.
It makes or breaks you. Not everyone's gonna win. We need winners and we need losers. The losers are the ones that shut down like, oh, I'm sad now.
We
I'm gonna
do need
continue
winners.
to Okay, you're a fucking loser. Stay over there. But
Not
there's guys
losers.
that rise up to the challenge and say, you know what? I'm gonna do better. I'm gonna fucking surpass you. And that's where guys need to be. You need that killer instinct where you use that as fuel. It's up to you how you want to do
Isn't
it.
the goal of the fitness industry to get people more fit?
Of
Is
course.
that the blanket goal?
Of course.
And we're saying shame and calling me a piece of shit
Doesn't work.
motivate me to get more fit.
Well, we need winners and losers.
No,
We need winners and losers.
The industry
Like there's
is
going to
the
be
one
inevitably
catering
there's
to
going
the
to be
people,
losers. If you
correct?
don't respond favorably to shame and bullying,
my
etc., you don't
gosh.
overcome it, you're effectively a loser.
Let's be clear though. You just said the right word. Fitness industry. It is a industry.
Yeah.
It is to make money. It's not necessarily to get people into shape. It's to make money. So sure, there's gonna be junctions along the way. Like I'm a coach. There has to be tough love. Like if you're not doing the things you're
Well,
supposed
tough
to be
love is
doing,
different
I
than
have
shame.
to be a little bit harder on you. But that's not gonna start your journey.
I want this video to be
You're
over.
a fat piece of shit. Whereas like if we get into
Making me
we're 3
uncomfortable.
months in, and you're not making progress because there's a lot of things you're not doing that we're coaching you on, then of course there's gonna be some tough love. There's gonna be some extra accountability. But I think there's a difference between accountability and tough love.
Tyler, don't nod your head. Oh no, wait, no. Eric's cool. Eric's cool.
That like long
Until they talk about supplements, Eric's cool.
to obviously achieve it on their own.
But Myron would prefer. You would prefer
Shaming is a component to get people to be accountable.
We all
About
just
my
want to
situation.
know.
Don't turn it into a component. That's not what you said.
Me personally?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm speaking in general here.
We're talking about
don't
you.
Speak
Working,
general.
but-
Speak for yourself. Personally, when
Well,
did
see-
shame change your life?
Oh, well, here's the thing. I think every man growing up has been shamed to some degree where they're like, you know what, I need to improve this. Whether they grew up
No,
skinny.
You though.
Well, yeah, I mean, I was skinny, right? And then I got picked on. And I was like, okay, I'm either gonna let this define me or I'm gonna overcome. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna go to the gym and start training.
But does it work in any other interpersonal relationship? Like, have your parents ever shamed you, come down on you, made you feel like shit?
Absolutely.
But did
and
you
I thank them
deserve
for it.
all of it,
No,
100% of it?
Absolutely, they shame me, and I think that's fantastic. And I think that's a part of your parent's job is to shame you for your.
Oh man,
about
he's
people
had
who
some
never
really. He had a really tough childhood.
abusive parents who are now in no contact situations or anything like that. Not me. I love my folks. They're great.
Yeah.
But like, just for the TV record.
Yeah.
In case they watch it.
It's not a TV. You're on YouTube, buddy.
There's
Relax.
always a
Like,
line.
no
There's
contact.
always a line. But
So that's all I'm saying is in the in the fitness world, I would rather be with someone who's trying to uplift me, trying to get me to improve, hold me accountable. Tough love.
Oh my God, how'd you know I was a parent?
There's a total difference between tough love and shame.
shame is a component of tough love.
Shame is only done with the intent to hurt
How'd you know I was a
somebody,
parent?
not to uplift them.
We got
That's my child. She's going on 2
I would not
this year.
like to be on the other side. If that's true for you, come forward.
I would not like to be on the other side.
I'm very medium on this.
When I was in high school, they do your graduation photos, and they had a saying, and my saying was, my worst nightmare
would
would
sit
be if I
down.
gained 10 pounds of fat.
I would sit down.
Literally, grade 12.
I think I'm in a good, happy
remember
medium
clear as
place.
day, I was already a
I'm
competitive
not super
bodybuilder,
unhealthy, and I'm
so
not
to imagine
super
being
disgustingly
100
in
or
shape
200
either.
pounds overweight when I strived my whole life to look kind of like this, I just couldn't imagine it. It would be.
Cause he has titties, dude.
From like a
Look at his
health
titties.
perspective, like being overweight or obese like puts you at a higher
I hate that
risk.
shirt on this guy, that orange shirt. I don't like
I
it.
think I wouldn't want to be in that position. And if I was in that position, I would do what I can.
It looks like none of them know how to dress.
Okay, so I just want to make sure everyone gets to say their piece before I go. I mean, yeah, it's completely unacceptable to be fat as a man, man. It's completely unacceptable. It's just so many problems with it. I've been fat, I've been skinny, and I've been in shape, and I will pick being in shape every single time. Just like if you ask someone that's rich versus someone that's poor.
Those
they'll
seats
pick
are
being rich
extremely
every single
uncomfortable.
time.
I
And the
already
thing is
know
that
it.
most fat people,
I've seen those
not all,
before.
most,
They're
have
cheap.
never even seen their abs. They've never seen what their body is capable of. They've never been actually happy with their physique. And once you get that taste, you're never going to want to go back. And then on top of that, you're going to want to go ahead and tell all those fat asses that you were once friends with, you need to get in shape. This is awesome. But the reality is,
I feel like I could just throw Myron across the globe and he'd go flying.
We don't hold anybody accountable, and we allow.
I feel like I could just pick him up and throw him by his neck.
And I think
Is that too
we need to go back
violent?
to shaming fat people. We need to go back to making fun of them. I mean, if I was president, hell, I'd
Oh
put
my
them in
gosh.
concentration camps so they can concentrate on dieting and exercising, because being fat is completely not acceptable. I'd have these people back in shape, because what people don't also understand is that fat people bring.
He
us
just
big
used the
burden
camp
on the
word.
healthcare system.
Well, can
Obesity,
I-
diabetes,
In
heart disease,
2024.
etc. It's a big problem.
Do you really mean
How
that?
old
or are
is
you
this
just
video?
Saying that?
I'm dead ass.
7 days
If I
ago?
was president, make me president, I would get rid of the obesity problem like that. I find it interesting that they can lock us up in their homes for almost 2 years saying wear a mask, etc. But then I
He
say,
just used
I'm
the
gonna lock
camp
people into a
word in
concentration camp where we're gonna get
2024.
them healthy food, we're going to get them exercising, and I'm looked at as crazy.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. I guess there's a distinction between having opinions about how COVID was handled and genuinely believing that all fat people should be in a concentration camp.
Yes,
And
a
I just wanna make
concentration
sure-
camp. Let me be clear. I'm talking about a concentration camp where they're concentrating on diet and exercise.
So I wouldn't necessarily want to go from one extreme to another. I also would not want to be spewing out stuff just to hopefully get a viral clip.
That's what he's doing.
If you could
You know-
snap your fingers and look like any of us, would you not do it? Like, would it
I
not?
No.
probably choose to look like Tyler. I want to go to a place where it's comfortable and it's healthy all around. I'm not doing things that could negatively impact me in a way to get to a place like that. Like, I've gone through that. I've gone through having eating disorders from chewing gum and drinking water and starving myself.
Can I be honest? While you're on the topic of YB, bro, I'm gonna keep it all the way a stack, all the way 1,000 with you. I am the biggest YB hater on this planet Earth, bro. My ex used to like YB, and I used to shame her for it every fucking day. He makes terrible music. He's ugly as hell. He's toxic as hell, and he's weird, dude. He's weird. Like, we're not gonna act like this dude isn't weird. He's weird as hell. I'm the biggest YB hater. When Kendrick said, I hate the way that you walk, the way that you talk, the way that you dress, that's me towards YB, bro. I don't like him, bro. I don't like him, like, at all.
My dance teacher
His music's
told me,
ass.
"Lose an
His taste is
amount of weight,
ass.
I'm kicking you out of the showcase." So what did
If
I do?
anything, shouts out to
I
him
was
for being
doing
consistent and still making music
possibly
and still being relevant,
but
bro.
It was like crazy, and it wasn't sustainable. It really screwed with me mentally. But
Biggest
I was
YB
doing
hater,
it,
bro.
Of course, like in the moment, it sort of felt good, but then I fainted in class one time, and that really, really sucked.
So I feel like you would.
You
switch
like
sides
YB?
if it meant doing it naturally? Like he's.
You
obviously
you
not
supporting me,
That's-
but do
that's
you
what
like
I'm
obviously
YB?
not.
I would switch sides if it meant that I could do it in a healthy way. And I mean, obviously, like I expressed that I'm working on that. And I'm not saying that.
Of
I'm
course you
doing
do.
it.
Of
I
course you
really
do.
applaud
Well, I'm sorry if you're a YB fan,
to
but
know, like, hey,
I'm always
this
keep it a
was what
stack.
my
I don't
goal
like
was, this is
anything to
how
do
it's
with that
done,
man.
But I really don't.
Every time I catch myself dancing to something that I didn't know he created, I immediately delete it.
Cannot
The fuck?
coexist. If you
Hell
wanna
no.
be an
No.
anomaly and you want to be the trendsetter, you want to be the top guy.
I think I've
you
only done
gotta
it
be able
once.
to be comfortable being
And it's like a meme
As far as like
on YouTube.
weight loss, because you said
No,
I'm
on
just saying
Instagram.
things to get a viral clip. How would you deal with doing these?
Like I said, pouring life into people. How am I dealing with it? I'm sharing what it's taking me.
Explain
I'm
what pouring
sharing
life is.
He is. He's
Like,
explaining
what
it.
would
Shut up.
Actually look like.
As someone who creates content online,
Shut
I
up.
share what
Thank
it is
you.
that I do in the gym. I share my routine. I talk about like, hey, today was a shit day, but guess what?
I'm
I
still
pushed
going.
past that,
Yeah.
And I just benched 405. That's more than I weigh. When I want to hang out with friends, if I know that my
Good,
schedule does
If
not
you were a
allow
dick
for
grinder,
that
you're
time,
gonna have to hit that unfollow button because I talk a lot of shit about YB occasionally.
So you're inspiring others.
No, I don't. I don't spread
Well,
hate.
what if I
I'm
told
lying.
you at the camp, everyone's exercising together.
That's
and
just
you're
my
inspiring
thoughts that I never get to
Same
say
thing.
out loud.
You
Same thing.
approached it at such a negative way. Like you approached it from a place of shame. And like most of us have blatantly told you that shame didn't really work. Shame is what led me to an eating disorder. Shame is
That's
what
true.
led me to unsustainable weight loss.
Whose fault
When
is that,
what
though?
we're looking for is
Whose fault is that?
stability.
The person who shamed him. The person who shamed him. That's who.
With dieting. Whose fault is
So if I was given a timeline that I needed to meet and I'm trying to figure out without also having the tools to do so the proper way, and I'm just grasping at straws on how I do
Facts.
it, yeah, it's not sustainable.
I used to just run until I got like extremely exhausted.
That's your
It's-
fault.
it's
See, the
an
problem is that you're a
amalgamation.
professional victim. I don't know if you've caught on to this, but you're a professional victim. You constantly blame
Look at the
others
guy in the
for the
background, like,
reason why you're fat.
what?
The reason why you're
I
fat.
haven't blamed not one person for where I am.
Yeah, because you're always like, oh, but it's tough and all this other stuff. The reality is this, man.
Wait,
you eat too much
I'm
and you don't
trying to
exercise
figure out
enough.
where these
And that's
misconceptions
why
about me
you-
are.
Again, you can say whatever you want to say.
I do want to press.
What- and here's the-
just,
like I
wanna
said, I
press.
called you
and
out on
here's
it,
the-
and I said,
here's the
wanna
thing.
press
you're
pause.
And this is
searching
how
for
fat
a
people
viral
think.
clip. You're
Everyone
searching for a
has an
viral clip,
excuse for
and
why
I
they're
think
fat.
that it's really sad.
And they can't
Okay.
take
I think it's
accountability for
really,
why they're
really
fat.
sad.
We gotta pause. Let's bring in our disagreeers.
Yeah, that was me. Like that's how I lost weight. I used to be so small back then.
I don't want to be.
I would
on
eat
that
just
side.
I just ate sandwiches, which isn't necessarily good for you because of the bread. But I would just eat sandwiches and then I would run until I got extremely fucking sick.
In my past, but I've never gotten.
I never till I passed out though because that was like my worst fear, so I would always have water on me. But until like my stomach just
to walk through
felt like it's about to come out of me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Disgusting.
So
Pause.
the-
Pause.
if I could,
Pause.
I'd switch. So when I was my lightest weight, which was 273, I wasn't anywhere near you guys, but I had muscles. I felt really good about myself.
I'd be slim and
now
in
that I've
shape,
fallen
but I
back,
wouldn't be.
literally
I don't know. I
almost
wouldn't
hate
put
life
myself in a
because I got somewhere, got really close, and it was out of reach.
at a body type
and I'm
where it's
falling
hard
back and I gotta
to
fight again. So if I
like body types like this and I don't know about him. I see them on the internet because I looked him up. I didn't know his name, but this and this is really hard to maintain.
could, I'd
It's
absolutely
extremely
switch.
hard to
Hard
maintain.
to- like, I don't understand. Like, you were 273, feeling great. How
Yeah.
did you get back? Like, I'm curious.
Yeah.
genuinely curious.
No,
How does
absolutely.
that happen?
Shut up, Greg. I hate you.
Started my weight loss journey. I was
Okay, I don't
really
hate, I don't hate,
focused,
I don't
like,
hate,
I can't
I
take
don't
any
hate.
outside help. Like I gotta do this.
Unless
on
it's
my own.
YB.
I did all the research myself. So my problem was when I would hit plateaus, it hit hard because I'm like, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. Why am I cutting weight? So eventually, I hit enough plateaus.
I hit a
my
plateau.
mentality was just breaking down.
When I was running,
No,
I hate
mean,
running
agree
now.
With the prompt, just saying like, I probably wouldn't go extreme like on your side of the spectrum, so that kind of stuff. But I would like to look like Tyler. Everyone wants to look like Tyler. Tyler is the ideal for me of what I want to look like.
Minus the height.
But, I mean, I wouldn't be that short too.
Ah, he said it. He said it.
I'm just gonna say it, the elephant in the room. Every fat person would want to be in shape. The problem is that they're not willing to do what's required to get in shape, hence why they are fat.
It's just.
I don't
it's
know if that's
abundantly
true.
Clear what you think. Like we've got.
lie.
We've
Kudos
got
to
it.
you.
It's a lie.
The next prompt is: your physique is in your control. Can the agreeers please step forward?
To a certain degree, it is. It's
So
to
long
a
story
certain
short, in
degree.
2018, I got to my heaviest weight, which was 441 pounds.
Some bodybuilders have body dysmorphia and they want to get bigger and they can't.
I was depressed as fuck, man. Like it was really hard. My weight had built like a cage around my mind. So even things that I knew were good for me,
This
I
dude
couldn't
in
even, like,
shape
go for it because my mentality
would
was so
steal your
messed up.
fucking
And it got
woman.
to the point to where
He would take your
I had
wife.
someone like, dude,
Mr. Steal Your Girl,
that
if he was in
hurt, you
shape.
know? And I just
Byron's in shape and he's ugly. I mean, Myron. I keep calling this nigga Byron. Myron's in shape and he's still ugly. That's all I was trying to say. He's a fucking 5 o'clock shadow beard. Who has that in
I
2024?
have to eat, you know. But when I finally made that change in my head, I realized that
Ooh,
where
next
you're
tattoo?
at, given like the ideal circumstances, it is
Next tattoo?
your choice. I am where I'm at now because I made a series of wrong
Should I get a Luffy tattoo? I'm about to pick out a tattoo. You guys got me hyped. I'm getting a tattoo on
The
stream.
reality is that
As soon as I hit
um,
50.
depression
Hell yeah,
is
hell yeah,
about
hell yeah.
response to inadequacy. When you're a man, you got to go out there and produce. We're not women where we can just coast on our looks and make it through life. As a man, you must produce
I gotta cut you
financially.
off, bro, because no
You
one
must-
deserves to be like
hold
people
on,
die
hold
from
on,
that shit,
hold
bro.
on. You must-
Like no one deserves to be depressed.
Let me finish. The reason why you feel depressed and it's a healthy response to you being fat is because it's your body telling you.
Dope
like,
tattoo?
"Wow, what are you doing? You need to fix this. You're sad because you're not going.
Sexy
out there
berserk
and
eyes?
accomplishing what you're supposed to do. It's your masculine duty to make money, to be successful, to lose weight, to be strong and fit, so that you can protect and provide for the people that you love. And when you're not able to do that, you get depressed and you get
Yeah,
sad,
the berserk.
rightfully so, because you're a fuck up.
Have you
That is why.
experienced?
I'm down for berserk, guys. I'd get it right here.
I've always been. I've had times where I've been sad and stuff, but I always.
So you
Ow.
can speak on it then. 'cause
I,
that's
I
like
think
real
that's very
shit.
insensitive to people
Yeah,
who actually
people
have
deserve
mental
to be
health
depressed.
disabilities.
Depression most of the time is not real. No.
That's okay.
What? No, depression's not real.
The earth is flat. too.
A lot
Hold
of the
on.
time,
You got me. Depression's like my keyword to be pissed off.
You're messing up in
So
something
you get
in your
raped,
life.
Is that an inadequacy?
He doesn't
'Cause people
mean in
get
all
depression from that.
cases. I'm
No,
sure he
he's
doesn't
saying
mean-
he's
Well,
saying
but
like in the majority.
When you say a
That's-
blanket
yeah.
statement,
There's
Greg
no way
can't
that
even
makes
get
sense.
behind
I'm
that.
speaking generally in this context of being fat and.
Oh
why
wait, you're
we're
15. I
depressed.
forgot.
Because-
Should you even be watching me? Okay, for one. When I get my first tattoo, it's going to be 999 Juice World. What about Rose? I'm not a big Juice World fan, but I get the 999. That's kind of cool. You want your first tattoo to be dedicated to an artist? Coming from me, I'm going to tell you, choose something else. And then make that like your second tattoo. Because my first tattoo was dedicated to a rapper who is now being accused of pedophilia now. So be careful with the artist thing, okay? Just make something that's related to that you think is cool that has nothing to do with anybody else unless it's like a cartoon or something. Correlate your tattoo to something completely. Do not make it a rap. Do not make it about a rapper. Make that your second tattoo, not your first one, bro. This is coming from me, bro.
Okay.
I've done this already.
You know what I mean?
That was my
There's a big-
first
There
tattoo, and I was like
response to
16,
inadequacy as a
15,
man, and
something
the
like
thing is
that.
We
think it was
live in
16.
a meritocracy. I know everyone likes to run around and say, "Oh, well, everyone's equal and it's all equality for everyone." No, that's not how the world works.
Ooh,
Why the fuck should I be
he's
treated
talking.
equally to someone who's fat, broke, not disciplined, and not as intelligent? It's a competition. Life is a competition.
Wait, what if I get it here?
That people are not disciplined.
The berserk one here.
Like, where is that coming from?
If you look at depressed guys, it says
Oh
that
my God,
look
like
at their
right
life,
here?
9 out of 10 times, they're not going to the gym. They're not making the money that they're
Keep
supposed
the
to
anime
make.
theme on
They're
this
not where
arm.
they need to be. Show me a guy that's making money,
Fire.
successful, has a good set of
Thinking
friends,
about it.
has a network, etc., that is depressed. You would rarely find that. Are there exceptions to the rule?
Pause. Depression is a combination of things. Depression is you as a human being failing to keep promises to yourself. That's where depression comes from. If you tell yourself, hey, I'm going to get up tomorrow, brush my teeth, wash my face, and I'm going to start the day off fresh. And then you get up the next day, you don't brush teeth, you don't wash your face, you kind of throw on any outfit and you start your day. A bunch of tiny things like that will eventually add up. Now you know that you can't even trust your own thoughts and your own self. And that's where depression comes from, is a series of events where you fail to keep your own promise to yourself. Do not turn it into no malarkey about the gym. The gym's only an incy-bincy tiny weedy bitty piece of it. There's people who can find mental happiness by writing. Not going to the gym, by writing. There's people who can find mental happiness by going for a walk. There's people who can find mental happiness by, for me, for example, was cleaning my room. As soon as it got messy, I kept it clean. And as soon as I woke up in the morning, I put on an outfit that made me feel happy, comfortable, cozy, that I thought I looked good in. And those helped cure my depression. Blaming it and throwing it a full 400 into just going to the gym is so not true. You have to figure out what makes you happy, and you have to do those things consistently. And I swear you'll come out of that lump or that slump, unless you're just like, I don't know, you're just like born with. Can you be born with depression?
Of course. There's always
How do you get
exceptions to
tested
the
for
rule.
depression?
There's always exceptions to the rule.
I mean, I believe it's possible, but how do you
Always
get?
exceptions to the rule? But in general,
How do you get tested for
when
depression?
you get depressed, when you get depressed, a lot of the times it's because you're a fuck up and it's your body's
No.
natural response to you being a fuck up.
That's half true. Half of it is like you're fucking up continuously, and you're continuously not following through with discipline. But I don't like the way he's saying it. It's wrong. It has nothing to do with the gym. Some people it has to do with the gym, and when it does have to do with the gym, they'll go to the
There
gym.
was never a point where I'm like, this isn't within my ability to do.
Yeah, I think we all go through stages.
Ooh,
especially mental
Sakuna?
health.
You wish it was easier sometimes, but other than
Sakuna
that, it's like,
tattoo?
no, of course I'm in control of it. I know I am.
So, I've started a fitness journey. I've been smaller, I've been bigger. I used to be a dancer.
Not you can't remember.
really was what fueled me.
Selective memory is
I turned
a
to
part.
food as, something to comfort me,
Some people turn into food. I don't. I do the opposite.
right? Started working out.
I starve.
again, kind of
I
fell off
starve,
of it,
starve,
but
starve,
this year I
starve.
told myself it was my year of renaissance, right? That I was going to actively make the changes in all aspects of my life, including my health, including what my body looks like and what my body is capable of. And so I've been doing that.
I was debating on
Now,
working
did
out. I
that
don't think I
mean
want to.
was a hard worker? No. I
got
worked
too much
3
to focus
jobs,
on.
2 of them that I love and 1 of them as a survival job to make sure that I'm able to continue doing what I love. So I go to the gym every single
Every
day
time you speak,
after
Tevin,
work.
I just fall
It
more and
doesn't
more in
matter
love
what
with you,
time I
buddy.
get off of work. It doesn't matter what things that I have going on after work, I go. But again, going back to assumptions, you looked at me.
Hold on,
and
how
you
do I
made
pause this
assumptions
video?
about laziness, about not caring about my health and things like that.
Think this one might
And
be
that's the
better.
complete opposite. I reached out, I got myself a trainer because I was like, I
That's
can't do
cool.
this alone. And I told him straight up, these are the things that I want you to work on with me. I want to work on building mass, losing weight, but most importantly, consistency.
Yeah, that's
And I
important.
feel like
Consistency
all
is
of you
key.
guys can agree that that's what it is, right? Am I where I ideally want to be yet? No. But I also learned
He
that I
sounds like he's
needed
about to cry
love
every
myself
time.
as I am right now and build those tools so that when I get to where I'm going, I can enjoy it that much more because it's a labor of love.
It doesn't have to be a labor of love.
Oh
Some
my
people are
God,
overweight.
Greg.
Are they going to the gym? Are they putting the fork down? Are they doing the things they need to do? If they spent 14 hours a week doing cardio and eating healthy, they would lose
Ooh.
weight. I spend 14 hours a week learning Spanish, even though I am horrible at it, but I'm trying my best. And if everyone else tried their best, we wouldn't see
law
anyone
tattoo?
morbidly obese on this planet.
I don't disagree with you at all, but I think you said it's like you're spending 14 hours doing Spanish. For me, you know, I still work out every week. I still prioritize my health, but there are other things in my life that do
Eat
take a
half
higher
the calories, and you're going to be very skinny.
But that doesn't
Guaranteed.
matter to me. That's the whole
I'm
thing.
not saying you need to. I'm just saying no one should make excuses.
And that's why I think that's why we all sat down. I totally agree. It's
Eating
weird,
half the
because I've
calories doesn't
gotten
work for everyone
really
either, though.
svelte in my past.
I don't think
was
I don't think he
in a
knows
worse
that.
State mentally, like didn't feel good, wasn't prioritizing the things that meant something to me in my life, my career, my family, my daughter. Health is still super important to me. That's why I still work out, still lift, still do cardio, still hike, still bike, still do all those things. The amount of time I've had to spend in the past to get to that isn't worth it in my daily life. I'd rather spend that time, you know,
I would say
focusing on
also, would you agree, like looking at his physique, like he's at a perfectly, I would say, maybe healthy.
No.
Look at Eric trying to be nice.
Definitely overweight, definitely obese.
that. I mean, if you count BMI,
I'm not trying to
Definitely.
put you
No,
down,
no,
just
no.
being honest.
By a BMI standpoint,
Damn.
there's no difference
Between
between
this weight and if you gain 200 pounds. But if you gain 200 pounds, I'd be like, why are you doing this to yourself? You know what I mean?
But I wouldn't be happy gaining 200 pounds. That's kind of what I'm saying. Is I kind of found kind of like a homeostasis where I'm happy and I feel healthy and I feel active and I feel like I can do what I need to do. All my numbers are in the right place, so I feel good. It's just it hasn't been a priority for me to go further.
Yeah, you don't need to. It's all about balance for me.
Hey,
Halfway
what
there.
about you?
Okay, Nick Ryder, we got ourselves some Meat Ryder. Homie just said, ew, you look disgusting, you look overweight, and then he said, my numbers are in the right place. Everything is right. I'm happy where I'm at. Then he goes, well, yeah, balance is everything. That's not what you were just yelling 2 minutes, not even 2 minutes, 30 seconds ago during this conversation. You were just saying the exact opposite. Dick Ryder! We got ourselves Greg's a Meat Rider when he's 50. He's 50. He has short-term memory.
Like myself, I feel comfortable.
He's
with where I'm
50.
at now.
I gotta give him
I
a
lost
break. He's
100
50.
pounds.
Congrats,
I
man.
know.
I don't fuck with Myron,
And
but
I can keep going. I can step, but like
Greg's
the
50.
doctor says everything's fine with you. You are obese, but I will never forget. The doctor told me you're healthy obese, which was like blew my mind.
Healthy for being obese.
Yeah, so
probably.
I needed just one health condition to qualify under health insurance for a weight loss supplement for them. I didn't qualify. I had no high blood pressure, didn't have diabetes, didn't have anything else. So I was like, okay, well, I just want to lose weight because obviously as I get older, it's not going to be like that. But I mean, perfectly, I know I have the control to get where I'm at right now or where I want to be, but I'm pretty happy. So.
Yeah, that's awesome. I feel like what's sustainable is different for everyone, right? I think there's a way to weave this in your life in a sustainable manner that might not encompass you losing a ton of weight. I think people kind of have different stages in life where they're focusing on different things, and I think that's something I can completely respect.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, as long
That's
as
true.
You know that
Thank
have
you,
the ability to
Tyler.
actually
How are
make
you the
that
most
change,
normal,
when the
nigga?
time comes, when you want to
What
do
are you,
it,
Vietnamese?
I
What are
don't
you?
see anything wrong with that.
I was
You're
very
some,
curious, out of
or maybe you're
show,
just
like,
American
fans,
and you're
who
Korean
feel-
because your
who
skin
here
color is a
feels
little
like
brown.
After spending time in this space,
Is that racist?
you feel like
I take it back if
you're
it's racist. I
closer
didn't
to
mean it.
Understanding the other side.
I didn't mean
than
for it to sound
accepting
racist. Look at this bitch. Look at this bitch as well.
A little surprised.
Of course, the two
I understand
idiots.
it less. Literally, like
We'll talk
Just we
after.
can't. We run the risk of it blowing open again. But this was a super.
I don't even want to give this video a like. I hate doing that. I'm not a disliker, but I'm not giving it a like.
Thanks for sharing your perspective. I think that's a wrap, right?
Cut!
Nice work, guys.
I guess. Talk to you over there.
Oh. All right, real quick, what we've taken from this is in shape people, really in shape people have probably been in shape their whole life. Right? Or not. No, that's not fair. What we've taken from this is that okay, the people sitting here who are in shape, two of them who didn't learn anything from this, they were probably in shape their entire lives. And I notice how Myron's already out the frame, by the way. But they've probably been in shape their entire life, and they don't understand how one person can't get in shape. They don't understand that. And coming from a person who's not fat, not skinny, I get where both sides are coming from. But if you are so ignorant to the idea that like people have a harder time losing weight, that every person is built and created differently, then you're gonna have a hard time understanding why weight loss isn't as obtainable for everyone as it is for you. For some people, it's mental. For other people, it's literal physical problems. For other people, it's, I don't want to say mental again because that's a different type of mental. But it's different for everybody. Sometimes it's actual DNA. Like DNA, you can actually have good/bad genes. So I don't know. They don't understand that because they've been in shape their entire life, and then they bulk up, and then they think that it's just a one-track thing, but it's not. Your mind goes into play. Like, your mind can trick you into thinking, no, some people need to work out. For example, just working out in general. If you want to work out, some people need to work out with a person. Some people need to work out in a group. Some people need to work out with music. They need to dance. They need to twerk. They need to do something fun in order for, like, cycling, for example. Cycling classes are fucking fun as hell. They're intense, but they're fun as hell. Some people need that. Some people need yoga. Some people need to just run in silence. Everyone needs something different to enjoy or implicate working out into their lives. And they just don't understand that, bro. They just don't understand that. I hated this video. It made me uncomfortable. I'm going on to the next one, bro.